Welcome back, Guardians, to the Destiny Tracker podcast. You guys are listening to the 27th episode. I am your host, Jay, the content manager here at DTR. And joining me this week are my wonderful co-hosts, Dan.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, guys.
How about the bubbles?
I just want to say, every time I look up at the call, I just see you guys laughing. Like, what did I do? Is it me? No?
Nah, man. Just living that Andre life. That's all.
We have J Ram.
Hello, hello.
Welcome. And Pubin.
Hi guys, Jay doesn't have his camera on because he refused to put clothes on. We were all sitting here clothless and he just refused to put any clothes on. So that's why you won't be seeing Jay tonight. Hello.
Thanks for telling my secrets. Thank you, thank you. Our guest this week is Evil Aura. Welcome to the show, man.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being here. Alright guys.
Yeah, thank you.
We have a big show tonight. Surprisingly, we have a lot to talk about. But before we get into that, I do have a few announcements to make. So, you guys can find us on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, and the Google Play Store at Destiny Tracker Podcast. We do record the show every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern live on twitch.tv/DestinyTrack, in which we are now Twitch affiliates. Congratulations, affiliates.
GG.
Yeah, GG. And thank you guys. You guys helped us out a lot. Pubin, Dan, J-Ram, and everyone else here.
Community.
The community, dude. Without them,
yeah, that's true.
Pubin's just another bald-headed bastard.
Just like you, I guess, because you're bald.
Better than me. He has a beard, I don't.
Yes!
If you guys would like to support the podcast, make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts and follow us on Podbean, and make sure to leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Make sure to check out the other podcasts here at DTR. We have the Massive Breakdown podcast, Down and Under, Rabbit Hole, the TheRNGCast, and the LoreCast. You guys can find all of these podcasts on Apple Podcasts and Podbean. So Dan, would you like to tell us a little bit about some food? Level Up Foods.
Oh, my. Well, I happen to have this little box here.
Oh, well Dan, what might be in that box there, sir?
What's in the box?
I used the code It's Lit 17 in order to get this. And let's see what's in
the
here.
box?
I actually, I popped the seal, but I have not opened it.
Oh.
Alright, so we got a thank you for your order deal. I hope it doesn't have my address. It does not.
You know, it's really important that they thank you. Like, I really want to know that my business is appreciated. Like, good on them.
Yeah. Okay, so stick made with grass-fed beef. That's in the box. This is the $25 one. I don't scrimp. Not with this Andre life.
Not with his meat sticks, anyway. He gets a good stuff.
We got Banana Super Potassium Snack. That's going in this mouth after this.
Right after the beef stick.
Right after the beef stick. Crowbar Bolt Organic Energy Chews Orange. What?
Whoa,
is this?
Man, those are so good.
Hemp Protein Smoothie. I wonder how that's legal. Kind Bar. Oh, delicious Kind Bar.
The best.
There's a couple more things in here. There's Scratch Labs. I'm guessing this is for water. It's electric light infusion. It's pretty good.
Electric light?
Electric light, yeah.
Electric
Rondo?
Oh,
I'm
Rondo by chance.
Light.
might want to be careful with that.
And then we got some Country Archer beef jerky. There's a lot of beef jerky in here. There's some. You guys are getting a deal. Get a deal when you use our code It's Lit at levelupfoods.com. Our friends at Level Up Foods welcome and thank you for your future purchase. That's it. That's all I got. I love you guys.
Nice job, Dan.
Thank you.
Nice. So, Evil Aura, let's start off with you, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do here in the community?
I play PvP average plus on a daily basis. I play it because it's fun. I've been doing it since I started streaming, and I have a limited time frame to be live, and it doesn't allow me to do any kind of trial Sherpa or raid Sherpa-ing. So I had to find some way to keep it fun and keep it interactive, and playing PvP on a daily basis is just my specialty. It's really about all I do in terms of Destiny gameplay. I am the the I guess founder of a charity event called #Gaming for Pits. It's a charity event where we raise money for Villalobos Rescue Center, which is the largest pit bull rescue in the United States. Last year we raised over $2,000. This year over $12,000.
Nice.
And the community's after us to get 25K next year. So we've got some work to do. And then I hang out with you guys on your website about every day, checking to see how many kills I have.
Well,
Plug. That's the plug, dude.
Thank you.
I got
He's
it.
good.
He's good. All right, so Puben, take it away. What questions do you have, man?
All right. So first of all, chat, if you guys don't know Evil Laura, I'm gonna tell you, Evil, you are one of those guys who I absolutely admire and hold in the highest regard in this community, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You are one of the pillars here in this community, in my opinion. Your stream is one that you're not a quote service streamer. You don't stream super long hours. What's the trick? Like how what? I guess maybe your stream is unique in that you don't stream super long hours. You don't provide a direct service in the carries of any kind. Why do you think your stream made it, and what specific tips do you think that you might be able to give to some up-and-coming streamer that might be sort of, specific to you because of the way your stream has grown and such?
Well, am I not a service? Do I not provide a service? I want you to think about this.
No, well,
Giggity. I want you to think about this. I want you to think about what happens. I've been whoring myself out to the community for over a year now. It comes to light here. No, in all seriousness, you play trials. You help someone to the lighthouse. You provide a service for that person. You do the same thing for a raid. You provide a service to that person. I provide, in my mind, a service to everyone in chat. I try to provide a place where you can forget about everything that is going on in your personal life. I try to be that escape for you where you can laugh at some silly thing. I'll pop my Stormcaller and glide elegantly right off the map. I will pop my Blade Dancer and I will immediately find a hole to fall in while I try to save it and make it even worse for myself if I would just went down the hole. So
giggity.
I try to provide a positive, funny, goofy environment on the daily, and you're right. I stream about 2 to 2.5 hours a day, and we got partner doing that. No services, none of that. And I just attribute it trying to create a positive, friendly, fun environment that streamer and viewer alike can kind of hang out in. Now, I'm also on Twitch for probably around 12 hours a day, so I might not be live, but I have that visibility, and you see my name in channels. Whether multiple channels, probably about 20 to 30 channels a day, I'll visit and spend at least 10 minutes in with both the broadcaster and the community. I don't do that to mooch, but visibility is pretty important in Twitch. And sometimes just having your name on screen is as important as being live. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Nice answer. I like that.
I feel like you guys.
Yeah. No, and that's a great,
better suited.
good point. You do you freak dreams. Yeah.
I got a question.
All right.
How did you get involved with gaming for pits?
I drank a lot of alcohol and I played PvP with a guy by the name of Beard Warrior 87.
Okay.
We were just drinking one night and we just got mad. We just got angry. And you can probably hear Layla scratching right now. We're like, dude, pit bulls have a bad rap. And I was like, I'm mad about it. And he was like, I'm mad about it. And I was like, let's do something. And then we just started talking about it. And it caught the eye and the attention of Spazzy Professor, the Spazzy Prof, and She Snaps.
Mm-hmm.
And the more we talked about it, the more hype it generated. And when it finally came time to do it, we got hosted and we got tweeted out by them. And their community being the dog lovers that they are, they also joined the crusade. And I don't think the first time we do it is that successful. And this takes nothing away from the streamers who took place in the event. And I believe Puben, I think you were on year one on the roster the first. I think you were. But without them, I don't think it gets off the ground. So we got lucky. We got lucky talking about it, and the right people heard about it, and they rallied behind it. And then this past year, over 200 people were involved. If you take into account the participants of the 2v2 tournament, that Ignite plays in Angry Iceberg shoutcasted, which was some of the best gameplay that I've ever seen some of these players that were involved do. And I've watched them play trials, but it seemed like everybody stepped up their game for that tournament, including the shoutcasters. And here we are. 2 years later, over $14,000 for Villalobos, and now we've got their attention. So
that's beautiful.
Awesome.
We just got really drunk and angry. That's it.
You're when that event
Sometimes
went down,
you got to do it.
When your event went down, that was my father's first time actually watching Twitch and Destiny and everything, because he didn't understand any of that. But what got him hooked on it was the fact that you guys were doing charity for pit bulls, because my family rescues animals for the town we live in, and they, shelter the animal, find a respectable home for the animal and everything. So thank you for doing that and making it aware. And that thank you is for me, but it's also from my parents, because they're real into that stuff. They've been doing it for years.
I'm humbled. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Woo!
So I do have a quick question. How did you get your name, Evil Aura?
So all my life, there's been people telling me there's just something about this guy, and whether that's good or bad, I can't tell you. So that's where Aura came from. And Evil was a clan in Call of Duty. It started with Black Ops. I played this one game, and I was playing with this one dude whose name was Evil Icon, and we ran the map. We controlled the entire game. So I was like, yo, let's just link up real quick, because I'm tired of playing with people who suck, and see if we can do it again. And over time, I just kept playing games with this whole group. Essentially, it turned from one guy to his entire clan, and then me. And I was like, why don't you guys just, bite the bullet here and invite me to join the clan? So Evil has just been a clan from Call of Duty, which has long since disbanded. But everybody calling me Evil, I kind of dug it, because I was very not nice for a long time when it came to video games. I was about as toxic a player as you could possibly get. So the Evil thing kind of just flowed and carried over, and it was my gamer tag. So when I made my Twitch account, I was like, I might as well. I didn't know anything about Twitch at the time. It was just the only thing that was associated with me and gaming. So when I made my Twitch profile, I just kept it the same. I just never got rid of it. Essentially, I never got rid of the Evil part.
Nice.
Yeah. How do you find the balance of staying positive in a game? I know. I myself recently, I think it's like just fatigue, but I've had a few instances where I've gotten a little like salty, but I'm trying to stay on the positive side. What is something that like keeps you positive when you're playing?
Remembering why I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a video game, and in the grand scheme of life, well, at least the life that I've lived, very few things that go on back here are worth getting that worked up about. I'm not saying that I've lived this awful traumatic life, but in the grand scheme of things, this is my escape. This is where I come, and I don't care if I go 0-20 or 20-0. For the most part, I have my moments. We all do, but for the most part, I don't really care enough to get angry. I just don't. Nothing that anybody's going to do to me in a video game is going to make me turn off my console and be like, man, I got bagged so much today playing Trials of Osiris against all these elite level players who screenshot me and put me on you. Like, congratulations, dude. I have my 100,000 kill goal. I've got 70,000 deaths. All right. So kudos to the people murdering me out there in the Crucible. It's I don't have a real reason to. I just don't.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, man.
If that makes any sense. I think it does.
Yes.
I need to stop caring when I get teabagged. I take it personally, and it gets in the
So, Aura, what really got you into streaming? Why did you hit that start streaming button a year and a half ago?
Yeah, I started. My first stream was November 2nd, 2015. I actually created my newest. I made Evil Aura with no space or no underscores, and everybody just called me Laura, and I was like, well, this is awkward. So I remade the account and put the underscore there, and I streamed my first stream that night, and I did that. I had found Twitch through Gathalion, Broman, and Sheriona, and for some reason I had clicked this directory button. I'd only found them because of the raids and hosts that they had done for each other. And I scrolled all the way down this directory, finding all these channels I didn't really vibe with until I found Guardian Outpost. And he was the first person that got me drawn in because of his conversation and the way that he spoke to his community. I actually was Guardian Outpost. I was like, this must be something Destiny related because it's called Guardian Outpost. And I just never left. I came back every single day. I said good morning to the same 30 people that he was averaging his viewership like over and over and over again for a month. So he was struggling to beat Oryx, and I had my clan at that time. We've been through the raid, I don't even know how many, countless times. I was like, why don't you just get on Friday night? We'll have some drinks, and my clan will get you through Oryx, dude. We'll get it done for you. So he told his entire community that I was going to stream it, and he brought his entire community. I mean, at that time, it wasn't this massive group, but it was a lot. It was a lot of people per se, and they never left. I did my first stream, white girl wasted, carrying Guardian Outpost through Oryx, because I was the only one drinking. I was drinking whiskey from the bottle at that point. I had gotten so trashed by the time we got to Oryx, and the community thought it was funny, and they just never left, man. They never left, and I never took it seriously until the Spazzy Prof raided me. The first time she raided me, that's when I was like, maybe I can do this and do this well. And that was in January 2016 is when I was like, I'm going to set a schedule. I'm going to get a capture card. I'm going to try my best to be on time every day for these people who are expecting me to be there. And I never stopped. It's been the same ever since. So
I guess
I'm sorry. I was actually a non-registered viewer for Gathalion and Broman. I didn't have an account at all. I didn't chat. I used them for background noise when I was working in the lab. So it wasn't until Geo that I actually made an account to talk to somebody. So if it wasn't for these people, I would have never even began.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You're about to say something, Pubin? Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things that I wonder on your end, as you know, as a streamer and as a streamer who's you know gone from not obviously being a startup to being someone who has a following now, how does that mentality change or how did it change for you? The difference between streaming before you had anybody that you knew would watch to now there are people that expect you to stream, and there are people that that kind of wait for your stream, and your stream is a part of their day as much as maybe watching their favorite television show or watching whatever. Like, how does that affect anything in your mentality or how you approach it or how you view your own stream or yourself as a streamer?
I don't think of it in terms of growth. I don't think that it was that's something that evolved over time. I hit the button, people came, and as long as I hit the button and people came, and as long as I don't look at my viewer count. I don't know how many people watch me, because if I do, I will rise and fall my energy level with that view count. Mm-hmm. And that's not fair to the people who are there ever. It'll never be fair to those people who are there and watching. So I hide that. As long as there's people chatting, I'm golden. And I feel like a lot of streamers have this issue where if chat freezes, now the panic button ensues. And now I don't know how to react. And now what am I going to do to draw a reaction out of somebody? And Guardian Outpost, he said something so funny. The one day he's like, "You want to call out your lurkers, dude? Just say boner. Watch." And I'll be damned if it doesn't elicit a response. Like just something that silly. Chat freezes for a few minutes, and you're like, "Man, nobody's listening." Yo, boner. Anybody out there, boner? And then all of a sudden, chat's laughing. And now you've got that response that ball's rolling again. So no, I mean. Nothing as
the
far
ball
as
is rolling.
Tell.
I see what you did there.
I see what you did.
Yeah, as long as I don't know, man. I'm also very forgetful, and sometimes I don't realize where I am compared to where I was because I don't look at the view count. But I try to be as consistent both in schedule and energy level and environment that we create as possible. That's if I was going to say a secret to anything, that's my mentality.
Wow.
That's
nice.
Awesome. And actually that's where I started. So before I wouldn't necessarily like pay attention to the viewer count, but I would have it up. And actually since the first time that I was in your stream and you said, "Yeah, I have no idea how many people are here." Like I take it off of my screen now. I've taken it off ever since.
It's easier to have fun if you can. I mean, there's certain people that can look at it and not care and be consistent. I'm just not one of them, you know?
Yeah.
And if you're not one of them, hide it. And if you are, use it as a metric. You know, that's just not one of the things that I use as a metric.
Sweet.
Nice. All right. Any more questions, guys? Great questions as always, Pubin and Dan and JRAM. Well, really quickly before we jump into our weekly activities, I would like to welcome back Plasmic. Welcome back, man.
Plasmic.
Hey,
You've been here for a
what's
while.
up? It's been like 2 weeks. It's
2
crazy.
weeks.
I
Oh
missed
my
you.
goodness. I just
We missed
literally
you.
drove across the country from
Nice.
Georgia to Florida to New York, all the way to Colorado, and I'll be in Oregon in a week and a half from now. So I've officially gone
Jeez.
across the entire country.
Nice.
Just don't stop sending nudes. Just
Yeah.
keep.
Oh,
just
dude,
keep
dude,
sending
just
don't
keep
worry.
the nudes
Discord.
coming,
That's what gets me
man.
through the night.
That won't be
Yeah.
a problem. Don't worry about that.
He sent me a blurry picture of the sweet lady that is Indianapolis at like 3 a.m. on Twitter.
Hey, I had to suffer through all those driving hours, so you were gonna suffer with me by notifications.
But yeah, just keep the nudes coming, man.
I would
I
have
love
joined
them.
earlier today, but I forgot
It's fine,
that
man.
time zones are a thing. So I was like,
Yeah.
he was like, "You gonna join?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, at 8 o'clock, right?" And I look at my clock, I'm like, "It's 6." Then I'm like, "I'm in Colorado, and there." I'm like,
at a different location than I previously was, and the time has changed as a result.
exactly.
Well, it's nice to have you back, Plasmic. All right,
Thank
guys.
you.
So
Nice
let's
to
jump
be
straight into our weekly activities. This week's Nightfall is Saber, and the modifiers are Solar Burn, Ironclad, Airborne, Exposure, and the Daybreak modifier is back, which
Yeah,
is
buddy.
nice. That's awesome.
Easy.
Easy peasy.
Easy.
Yes. Go out there, complete those bounties, get to light level 400, try to get an icebreaker because you need it. So yeah, have fun with that. This week's weekly feature raid is Crota's End. Yeah, it's Crota. I don't really like Crota's End, so I'm probably not going to do it. I don't know why. I just do not like that raid at all. I do. Yeah. So JRAM, do you mind explaining how to do the challenges?
No, not at all. So why don't I'll just take you right through the very beginning of the raid. The beginning of the raid's still the same as far as running the abyss and everything. The bridge, that's changed a little bit because now you have not everybody, at least 5 people have to carry a sword over and kill the gatekeeper, which is on the other side. Now you run through the hallway, that's still the same. Watch out for cursed thralls, exploding thralls, stuff like that. Kill the shrieker, make sure you get your loot in that secret door. Then it's the death shriekers, and that is where things change. I think the best way to kind of approach this situation is if you can split up your team. 3 go left, 3 go right. Have 2 guys with swords actually jump up into the towers on either side of orcs.
Mhm.
There's going to be 1 boomer knight in each side, respectively. While you're doing that, you want to have 2 to 3 guardians down in the middle, making sure that all the acolytes and the 2 knights at the very top of the steps are dead. Then everybody transition up onto the bridge part. You'll see a couple other knights, and everything has to die quickly and efficiently because if it doesn't, number 1, this whole thing is set on a timer. Number 2, you need to get those wizards and the shrieker down as fast as possible. So once you kill everything on the outside, there will be some acolytes that spawn on the inside, on the left and right side, respectively. It's like 3 or 4. Take them out. The wizard will spawn right on, or the wizards come out of the doorways where the Death Singer is. I say spawn because, like, by the time we're there, they're already on top of us. Take out the wizards real fast. Take out the Death Shrieker. Have 2 guardians go inside to kill the 2 knights that are inside, or 1 if your team's really good. You can have 1 to go inside. Do not kill the Death Singer yet, because the challenge is you have to clear everything out and kill the Death Singer with a sword from the sword bearer. In order to do that, you got to kill the 2 knights on the inside. Once those 2 guardians come outside, that is where I guess you want to say shit gets real, because you will have 3 boomer knights in both towers spawn. Make sure you got a sword up there to take out the boomer knights. Directly below them, on the left, right, and middle, there will be an ogre, a couple acolytes, I think a couple thralls. Once everything's dead, the sword bearer will come out of the door. Please do yourself a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Do not throw grenades at the door. Let him come out. Okay? That is the most frustrating thing. Do not hit him with a sword until he is fully outside of the door. Then you grab the sword, have the person that can run the fastest with the sword, run inside, 1 hit to the Death Singer, boom, you're good. We're gonna continue that, Pubin?
Well, I was,
No, I love it. I love it. Let's. Okay, ready?
Beautiful.
Now, to get the final encounter started, everybody has to sit near the crystal. It'll start. You'll see the glass spawn on the left and right sides. It's really easy. Take out all the enemies. When you guys are ready to go outside, one person will go down and get the sword. Grab the sword. Sword bearer says, go ahead, hit him. The best thing to hit him with, galleys. Take down Crota. Hit him with the sword. Run back. This is where things get a little crazy. I've seen a lot of people do it different ways. So the easiest way that I know how to do it, make sure you have one person that is a gunslinger with Celestial Nighthawk as their helmet, and you want to make sure they have Deadeye and Over the Horizon perks activated. Because what can happen is when you take down Crota and the sword bearer runs up to do damage, as soon as Crota stands up, he automatically spawns an Oversoul, which is new compared to year one. So if you have that person with the Celestial Nighthawk ready to go, what you're going to want to let them do is they can take down the shield by themselves or the Oversoul by themselves. You just got to time it right. So Crota's going to stand up, Oversoul spawns, count 3, 2, 1, hit Crota again, he'll drop down, and as the Oversoul is kind of getting larger and larger and larger, the black spots in the Oversoul start to turn green. As soon as that entire Oversoul is green, hit it with the golden gun, everybody run back inside. If you don't do it that way, you're going to have to take down the Oversoul every time you do damage. So just be ready for that. I recommend snipers first and then primary second. That usually takes it out real fast. The key to completing the challenge, you're not allowed to have the same sword bearer twice, and you're not allowed to drop the sword. So just make sure that you guys have at least 3 competent sword bearers. You can get them down in 2. I've seen people, we've actually done it, getting them down in 1. But it's always nice to have that backup. Always have a backup plan. And if you do that correctly, you will get all the loot. You will get your exotic primaries and ornaments and all that good stuff. So I hope that was a quick and dyslexic description of the challenges.
It was detailed.
It was detailed. Thank you, J. Ram Cuban.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Dyslexic pimp in chat. The airflow from J. Rambo's hand signals can down Crota. True story.
Dude, I'm pretty badass when it comes to that shit.
Listen, I'm just here to help those that might be hearing impaired. I am here to provide a visual representation of what you're saying, Kingpin.
Legally, he can't say that. But it's fine.
Don't ever grow up, Cuban. Don't ever grow up. Alright, so have you guys completed Crota? Dan, I saw you you completed Crota last night. Nice.
Yeah, we did Tuesday we did a run with Anon Pig and Guardian from Destiny Lorecast. That was really fun. And then on yesterday we got this kid, Just a Man. It was his first time raiding ever. So we got him his first completion. So that was really cool. Rathos and my friend Maxie May were in there, as well as TJ. And yeah, it was great, man. It was awesome.
Awesome.
Nice, congrats.
Wicked. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Did you do Crota Challenge this week? Well, Crota Raid.
No. I did each raid once when they came out, and that's probably the last raiding I'll be doing until Destiny 2. I'm sure people are having fun. I hope everybody's having fun getting their armor and stuff like that. I had fun doing it when it first came back, but now it's old to me, and I probably won't be doing it anymore.
All right. Aura, did you raid this week, man?
No, Crota's cool. The changes probably should have been there from the beginning. I think everything they did was actually very well done with the I guess rebrand of Crota. Ratings just it's difficult for me to do. I feel like it takes away from what I do best. I'm just not willing to sacrifice that right now. So no raids for Aura.
All right. J-Ram, and you raided Wednesday, right?
Oh yeah. Did my 3 raids on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday helped out JP Brine or Bryn. I always can't say his name correctly.
Burn.
Is that what it is? Burn? JP Burn with a Y. A Y is now a U. All right, I'll buy that. And a new guy in chat I've never seen before. His name's Tiger, and I helped him out with a couple randos from the LFG site that we offer all of our fans.
I love the plug tonight.
Throw that in there.
So I have a question for you guys. It's a pretty deep question, so
Uh-oh.
you guys may need to. Yeah. I'm sensitive. Remember, Pubin? Remember you
yeah.
said that? Yeah.
I'm gonna punch you the first time I see you at Guardian Con.
My God.
All right. So Age of Triumph is basically coming to an end. Like, we can all agree here that this game is coming to an end, or has come to an end, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
let's give it one final review. What do you think of the full Destiny 1 experience? Okay. Is everyone clear? Like,
Yeah.
I understand. I would like to go first.
yep, yeah, I was just about to say Plasmic. You first. Man.
All right. So, all the way from when I bought Vanilla Destiny, all the way to when the stranger told me she didn't have time to explain anything, all the way to where I walked into a Vex garden and killed a god for no reason. From then, I was extremely like, why? Like, every year one Guardian, you were just like, what just happened? You know, the shooting stuff was cool and fun, but I don't understand why I'm in here doing any of this. You know, where's the story at? And, you know, the Vault of Glass, I feel like, you know, the days prior before the Vault of Glass actually launched, you couldn't actually just run up in there when you bought Destiny. Because, of course, you had to be a certain level anyway. But nobody really knew how to do it. And I feel like that could have been something that could have been explained a little bit more clearly. I can't think of... the only game that I can make a comparison of right now, I haven't played video games in like 2 weeks, guys. The only game I can think of right now that might be similar to this is Warframe, where they have like 12-man like in-game activities. You run in there and you destroy everything, but it explains to you that this is what that is. When Vault of Glass was brand new, nobody knew what Vault of Glass was. So you saw some dude run out of there, you know, with a Vex-looking helmet, and you're like, how'd you get that? I want some of that. And everybody was confused. Nobody knew what to do. So I felt like the game didn't do a very good job at explaining what you were supposed to do. But the gameplay was very smooth. It still is. It's one of my favorite. It is my favorite shooter of all time. Until something else happens. Rip Halo 5. Don't like it at all. But from a gameplay standpoint, it was great. The glitches, since I love Destiny, but I'm not going to cut it any slack. I'm going to review what was given to me at the time. That was something was supposed to be. I'm going to go into, you know, Crota DLC now. This is when the glitches really started happening. You know, who remembers Supermaning the bridge? You know, just getting launched high into the air and flying across the entire bridge, or standing in the abyss and having one of the lamps explode and just flying across the entire abyss section. You know, stuff like that. And then there was the time where there would always be that one chest there at the beginning of the Crota raid after you finally drop down to the abyss, and then Bungie was like, oh, no, we can't be having them get free loot like that. And they switched up the spawning of the chest, and sometimes it just doesn't go there at all. And then, you know, push, you know, Crota running into the crystal room. You know, you think you got the raid mechanic down, but you don't know if you have the raid mechanic down because Crota's not doing what he's supposed to. He's running all up in the crystal room. I had him fall onto the floor. I don't know if he still does it now, but, you know, when he's rotating in between the bridges, I've had him fall down onto the floor, go into the little area you go into under the crystal room before you go into the Crota section. Had him run back into the crystal room. I've had him glitch to be in the back. This is before I started playing with people on Xbox. I've had him glitch all the way outside of the map when he first spawns. You know what that giant little evil looking like eye thing is in the middle of this sky where you would shoot to get heavy ammo for when the heavy ammo glitch there was a thing. I had him spawn all the way up there. And at the time I was just like, yeah, man, this is Destiny. It wasn't really a game I could recommend anybody, especially if you didn't have any friends to play with. You know, a lot of people were diehard, you know, I like this shooter. I like COD. I'm going to stick with COD. I'm going to stick with Halo, you know. Nobody really wanted to, you know, try anything new. It's how, you know, it's kind of a natural human thing. We like what we like, and we're too afraid to go try anything else. So at that point in time, I couldn't really recommend anybody go get the game because from a game standpoint, it wasn't too impressive. It looked nice. Well, I guess, because I started playing on PlayStation 3, so I had those last-gen, you know, graphics. I didn't know what looked good until I upgraded to a PS4, or an Xbox One, rather. And then there came the summer between Taken King and The House of Wolves. The House of Wolves was I felt like it was tacked on, even though it was told to us beforehand that we'd be getting it, simply because of the fact that there wasn't a lot to do. There was how many missions in House of Wolves? Does anybody remember that off the top of their head?
I believe 5 or 7. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys.
Okay, 5 or 7, right? Okay. So 5 or 7. How many missions were there in Crota?
3, not
There
including
were
the
3
strike,
Crota. There were 3 missions in Crota.
right? Does anyone remember?
I don't remember.
I feel like it was more than 3.
Yeah, that was
think
a long
so.
Yeah, I
time
feel
ago.
like it was more than
Really?
3 as well.
It's
Because
been like
if that's
4
true,
or 5.
Yeah,
if
I
that's
think Dan's
true-
right. I think it was like 4 or 5 with the strike and a raid.
Okay,
Mhm.
I was about to say, if that's true, then the base game of Destiny, I now call all of Year 1 Destiny base Destiny. If that was true, then that would mean we didn't get 20 story missions until Taking King dropped. You know what I'm saying? That would be kind of sad. You know, you get your entire game explained to you in 10 missions. There's vanilla Destiny. You know, that's extremely sad. And it's not like it's like Halo length or anything where every mission is like 2 hours, but it was okay. I felt underwhelmed, especially since I didn't have anyone to play with. And that's a large part of Destiny. If you don't have people to play with, then like half the game is inaccessible to you because you don't have anyone to do it. You can't do a raid. I'm gonna say this from my standpoint because I didn't know what LFG was. So my Year 1 experience for getting people to do raids was walk up to them at the tower, click on their name, wait for the message to load, send them a message, and beg them, will you be the one of glass and do a Crota, and then wait for them to stand there for half an hour, and then finally get a message, only to open it for them to say no. Because I didn't have a Gallahorn or an Icebreaker. So you can't do any raids. You can do strikes, but then there will always be those people that just sat back, and this is a thing that still happens. It doesn't really bother me now, but since it was Year 1, we all know how grindy Year 1 was. You could barely get anything. You always have people sit in the back. You can't complete the entire thing because the entire boss can. And you got Valis Terark. Man's got too much health. He's got more health than Oryx. Can't kill him in a decent amount of time. And then it just wasn't a good time to play the game by yourself. There were too many things that weren't fleshed out, at least for me. But then I began to not be stupid and used LFG. So I'd give the entirety of Year 1. I give the entirety of Year 1, including weapon balance things, which primary weapons from Year 1 were Vex Mythoclast before it got nerfed. Well, first I got to name them in order. Source Regime, Vex Mythoclast, Thorn, Last Word, Hawkmoon. If you played on PlayStation, I played on PlayStation, so I felt its wrath. And that was about all that mattered in Year 1 in terms of primary weapons, because I feel like people used their primaries more in Year 1 than they did in Year 2.
Mhm.
Even though you had things like Fellwinter Lies, I usually got killed by a Thorn. Sometimes I would get sniped by Fellwinter, and I'd be like, oh, okay, well, it's Fellwinter. So I'll give the entirety of Year 1 like a 6 out of like 10. It was sad. Year 2, everything got revamped. I don't know what happened, but as soon as Taken King launched, I don't know if there was a graphical update to the game, but everything just looked sexy. I don't know what happened. I liked it, though. The music was very nice. There was actually some semblance of a plot. I always say this. I think Destiny... what's the word? I think Destiny works the best when it follows the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. You killed Crota, which was Oryx's son. Oryx, understandably, got pissed at us and decided to come kill us for killing his son. Boom. It doesn't need to be complicated. Now I know what to do. I know what I'm going to do, and it was explained to me in 10 missions. And I got some fantastic lore out of it, if you read that stuff, which should have been implemented in the game, but it wasn't. But that doesn't matter right now. We're reviewing what was given to us. And Taken King was a huge step up from that. It got one of my favorite raids, which was King's Fall. It's extremely long. Didn't have as many glitches as certain other raids. I don't know if you can call this a glitch, but can Stormcaller still like right up the wall, JRAM?
I have no idea.
I remember that was a thing. It was not really anything to write home about. It was just something you could do. The frame rate of Orcs, that was great. I've had him fly through the ship sometimes, had him not die when we've all shot him, and had all of his health disappear, then reappear. That was awesome. But I can't think of too many things besides Orcs, teleporting ogres, and anything like that for Year 2 Destiny. In Year 3 Destiny, hasn't changed all that much. We got an expansion with 5 missions and another reskinned section of enemies, which were the House of Devils, the Splicers. and we got a short, nice raid. But I would have really liked it to be longer because I like long raids. And it's a raid. It's supposed to be a test of 6 people, their teamwork, and an enduring, grueling raid. I like it. I don't like short raids. But so, with all that considered, minus all of the weapon balancing that Destiny's had to do, even though that affects the game, but it only really affects one side, but kind of affects both. I'm not going to get into that. I give it like an 8.
8 out of
as it
10?
stands right now. Yeah, out of 10 as it stands right now.
Nice.
Because there's a lot of things we can't do that we would like to do, but that'll probably be fixed in Destiny 2, rather.
Nice. All right. Aura, how would you rate the game, and what is your final review on the game?
Story was all locked up in the Grimoire. Story's like a 3 out of 10. Story's terrible.
Agreed.
Gameplay, all of it. All of the story, 3 out of 10. You're not going to make it up to me at the end after not having anything for the first 6 to 8 months. I'm sorry. Gameplay, 11 out of 10. Gameplay is amazing. It feels really, really good. A couple of things, you know, I'm not a PvE guy. I went through it to get through it, just to get so that I could be light level appropriate to do all the other things. I love the way it plays. I love the way some of the exotics on the armor side function. I think there's a lot of imagination that was involved in this. I think there was a lot of creative finesse, if you will, that went into this game. Vault of Glass was one of the greatest experiences of my entire life. That was the first raid I've ever done on any video game ever. And Vault of Glass is a masterpiece. It's a thing of beauty that no other raid will ever, in terms of this game, ever like come up to that level. You're not going to get the same out of Wrath of the Machine. You're not going to get the same out of Oryx. For me, it's, and I know that this is going to drive some people crazy because everybody's got their favorite. Vault of Glass was a masterpiece to me. Everything about it was sexy. Everything.
Yeah.
Everything about it. It's real simple for me. Story was pretty crap. Gameplay was pretty awesome.
So I do have a question. So you say VOG is your favorite raid, but why?
Hands down.
Is it because it was our first raid?
It was a long raid, which is what I think it's supposed to be. It had a multitude of different engagements. It wasn't necessarily bosses, but it had a lot of things you had to go through to get to the end. And it's not that the other ones don't, but they do seem a little bit shortchanged, other than things being there for the sake of being there. It almost felt like they designed mechanics just to, like, why do you have to jump up to the sisters, the Death Singers, dude? Like, why? What is that little jumping thing? It's there to be there. You know what I mean? In Oryx. And while Wrath of the Machine came really close, it was just everything about Vault of Glass, the way the teleportation worked and how they eventually made it random and how you couldn't cheese it anymore. And you had to be a good player. Listen, Vault of Glass at light level 30 was still a difficult raid, okay? Still hard to pull off. And when you got to Oryx and your light level was 320, it was a cakewalk. And then they upped your light level to 335 and kept the light level of the raid the same, so it got even more of a cakewalk. And I'm sorry if you never got it done. I do apologize. It was too easy for me. And Wrath of the Machine really doesn't offer that much in terms of a challenge either. If I see people soloing any of these encounters, you really haven't done a good enough job of creating a raid, in my mind. And while you can solo, I actually don't know if you can solo Atheon anymore. I don't know if you can jump off with bad juju and self-res and just throw grenades at him until he dies. But I know that some people could in the past, but I don't know. Vault of Glass for me was long. It had plenty of engagements. It was a test of skill and teamwork and communication that I thought was unrivaled by the other raids. Just my personal opinion.
Because I seem like whenever someone says VOG is their favorite raid, it's because it was our first raid, right?
No.
Like, well, for you, no, but I'm like, for some people, like, they always say VOG is their favorite because it's their first raid. So I'm always like, well, what if Wrath of the Machine was our first raid? Would that be your favorite raid? Or King's Fall, if that was the first?
I hate King's Fall. Oh God, I hate it.
That is raid college, right, Dan? That is
raid
college?
It's raid college, but I've also learned the hate of King's Fall. I've learned it. I learned it a couple weeks ago.
Why do you
why the room? Just
why do you two hate it?
Oh man, it was buggy as shit.
I dislike that raid too. I think it's by far the worst raid that we have.
It was ugly. Hive are ugly. Hive are disgusting, vile creatures. And now I'm walking around in their house, dude. Taking the house of the Hive ship and the guy. Like, no, nothing about it was nothing. It was
Remember-
frustrating to help people through. It was a really difficult challenge to help people through. It was glitchy. I mean, they were all glitchy. They all had their moments of things happening.
But that
it
one
just,
could legitimately cheat you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, so could the sword on Crota, though. You know, I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
remember the sword
Yeah,
disappearing
the sword
on your last
disappearing.
pass to kill him after all that work, and all your heavy's gone, and there's no armor to drop it, and Ruin Wings haven't worked. They've been the worst exotic probably ever made. So
King,
I'm not bitter
King's
though. I'm not mad about it, dude. No, I'm fine.
Kingsfall definitely it's kind of like a throwback to that time in like the mid 2000s when everything was that kind of like brown and green kind of hazy color like in video games. That was like the era that I completely skipped over because just nothing looked appealing. There was nothing.
Well, King's Fall it's built right, but it's bad to play, if that makes sense. Like, from a game designer perspective, it's a pretty good developed raid. Like, with all the mechanics and the way the enemies are and just things like that, it's a pretty good raid. But then
I
from
almost
a
think
player,
it's too mechanical, though. I think
Yeah.
it's too. It doesn't feel organic.
yeah,
It
that's true.
feels mechanical. Like it.
Mhm.
You know, like in most of the raids, it makes sense to a degree. Like, yeah, I got to kill this gatekeeper guy so I can get his sword and go damage the boss. Like that's sort of, it makes sense in your head. But this whole like I need to jump from platform to platform on these things that randomly spawn when everybody stands on these damn plates, and then there's the sparky thing that I need to get. Like, what the fuck is that about? Like, that makes no fucking sense.
I'm actually really a fan of that part.
But from like a
that one
sense
part.
of from a sense of like why is it there? Like, it doesn't. It's sure it's a cool thing if you want to if you're about that. I don't like platforming, but like, why is it there? Like, how if we're not there, how do they use that? Like, how do the Hive and how does Oryx jump around from plate to plate to get his little sparky thing?
Well, clearly the ice is up at the top of that, so he's got 4 Hive acolytes. Just hop up there. He goes around the circle. He gets his ice. He puts it in his whiskey cup, and he just sips on it the rest of the time. It's
I
fine.
could just picture him just la-di-da, just jumping around from plate to plate, like like everything else. It's like we're manipulating things in this arena to use to either damage the boss or to take the shield down or whatever. This one to me makes the least sense of why is it there?
So
Need the
he can
Grimoire
clap
cards.
and kill everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yes, the
So
high
why
five.
does he
of
not
death.
just clap as soon as you walk through the damn door?
Right? Just
Like what
night.
like
Knows.
oh, you're my enemy and now you're dead. And the other thing that drove me crazy about this was all the trash that they spoke. They were like, man, we designed hard mode first and we scaled it back for normal mode. Y'all are gonna get it. And I was expecting hard mode to be this thing that was like, holy crap, if you're not on your game, you're not gonna get it. They make a couple of nights yellow bar. They like that. What did you scale back? What is scale? Oh, you took the timer away between sisters? Oh my god! No. So and you put the nights there.
renegades.
Like that was the scaling back. There was no bomb nights, right? There was no bomb nights. You didn't have the timer where you could start whenever you wanted between the sisters, and there was the yellow bar nights during the totems.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? And then the War Priest had new.
Golgoroth
Did he get
also.
new mechanics?
He throws things at you. He has one of the captain's abilities.
Yeah, he gained an ability every time you took down one
Yeah.
of the things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it just didn't. I don't
And
know.
then the
It just
bomb on Golgoroth, like, it explodes. Yeah.
No, one person gets the that
Well,
cursed
yeah, one. Yeah,
whatever. They turn into like a cursed throw and explode.
yeah.
oh for Golgoroth, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, you kill all your teammates.
I love it too because the guy's like, it wasn't me. It wasn't
I
me."
know, right? It wasn't
Right down there alive,
You're the
dude.
only one alive.
Don't bullshit me, bro. I can see it.
Who remembers that really awesome mechanic that was in the Regicide mission where Oryx drained your light and you just couldn't use your super?
Oh, it was such
Yeah.
a good
He
mechanic.
just
That
decided to not
mission,
use in the raid.
that was a good
That should have been a
mission.
raid. Yeah.
That might have been the best single mission, like in a regular storyline. That Regicide mission,
I hated it, but it was good. It was
like
swap.
how beautiful is it when you're going through that hallway and the door opens up and like that was
Yeah,
that was nice.
It was nice. So Pubin, what is your final review on this game?
I echo what others have said, that the story was lackluster. Did I have fun? I mean, do I think that they created nice worlds? Yeah, I mean, I loved exploring, because it is open world to a degree, and I loved exploring the different planets. I enjoyed the PvE content. The raids are, even the bad ones are gaming experiences, the likes of which I've never had before. And my two favorite raids are Vogue and Wrath of the Machine for different reasons. Vogue, I think, similar to it's sexy. Vogue is sexy. It's deep. It's almost like emotional to a degree, like just this descent into the vault. It's really poetic, in my opinion. Whereas, sorry about that. Wrath to me is energetic and fun and really upbeat. And so I really love Wrath because it just, the vibe is fun. I think Wrath is the most fun raid. Destiny is by far my favorite game I've ever played. The shooting mechanics are bar none the best I've ever experienced. I love this game, and even for all its drawbacks, the story was shit, and we had some content droughts, and we had this and we had that. Things weren't perfect, but this game, I think, is a massive success, and I don't think that we can discount the community that has formed around this game. And just for that, I mean, this game has been life-altering for so many people, myself included. And I don't think that you can discount, like, in my final review of Destiny, the community that has built around it plays a huge factor of that. And for that, everything else gets thrown to the wayside. The poor story mission, I can live with that, looking at the big picture of the people I've met and the way that this game has changed the lives of so many people. And so, yeah, I mean, this game gets stellar marks across the board, even though it does have some deficiencies and some that are kind of glaring in a certain respect. But when you think of the community that has formed around this game, I think it is a massive success, and I think that overall they really learned a lot throughout the course of Destiny 1. I think that they learned from their mistakes. They didn't, in general, they didn't always, but I think they learned from their mistakes, and I am very encouraged going into Destiny 2. And I have a glowing review of Destiny 1.
Now, I didn't know we could talk about the community. I thought you were talking about just the game. Okay, so that's not fair. That's not fair.
I made the judgment call to throw in the community because in my head, and I honestly, I thought you were going to say something too, Aura, but I can't review this game without mentioning the community.
Yeah.
So, if you'd like to
Cheater,
add,
would you like to try again?
Cheater.
Do what I have to win.
You want to include the community. This is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me in terms of video games. I haven't had any. I mean, obviously, I found a community on Twitch. I became a part of it. Here we are, sitting, partnered, and still flourishing and growing every single day. And yeah, the community. There's a difference and there's even a difference within the game itself. There's a difference between the Destiny community and the Twitch Destiny community. They're two very different, because you know that from LFG, and you know that from people screenshotting, you know that from YouTube, and so there is a distinct difference, which is why I didn't include it in my review of the video game, because there are very varying populations that play. As you guys know, as Destiny tracker, you know how many people play this game.
Yeah.
So you know that it's much bigger than just us here on Twitch and on podcasts and whatnot.
Oh yeah, this community is awesome. It's one of the best communities out there for video games, which is good. Yeah. So Dan, your final review on this game?
Yeah, I mean, so as far as the game goes, story, like, if everybody's already made points Everybody's made points. Everybody said things.
Okay.
And I like if I were to boil it down, I think of like Polygon reviews. So I know.
Yeah, I'm psycho.
But like, so I would give it like a solid 8.5, like for overall experience. With the community heavily being like weighted on that side, because yeah, I found a clan of dads who half of them were in the UK, and that's who I play with, or like have played with for most of my Destiny career. This is a game that like came out, and I was intrigued by it, knew nothing about it until like the commercials started coming out. But as I've gone to like play through it, the story, sure, it's a little lackluster in places, but I think that there's a depth to it that when you dig a little deeper, you can find something. It's a shame that it's not in the game. The gunplay is excellent in the game. Just how everything feels, it's a power fantasy through and through. But yeah, the community is definitely like what drives this machine, and it's a really great machine. I like it a lot, and I play it, and I'm on a podcast about it right now with 5 other dudes who also play it and like it. So
yeah.
There we go.
Dyslexic in chat even brought up a good point. The forums is also a huge part of this community. Reddit and Bungie forums. Even though they can be really, really salty at times, but they're still a huge part of this community. So, yeah. J-Ram, your final review, man.
I'm going... Listen, everybody said amazing points, so I'm not going to reiterate anything. I'm going to ride on everyone's coattails. But I am going to disagree with you guys on something.
Okay.
Oh, no.
And that is the raids, especially the King's Fall raid. I think Bungie did an amazing job at encompassing what you would expect that raid to feel like. For example, the Vault of Glass raid is extremely systematic and very precise, and you get that because when you think of who the Vex are and what they represent, they're trying to find their spot in the world by changing the time between dimensions, and they're trying to rewrite it such that if they deem you not fit, you're erased from time. You know, and you get that sense the further you move down into Venus. The music that they use is just fantastic. With you can hear like the drops of water and that random boom, like bass that hit or something like that. You just feel it, and you honestly feel like within that raid, you and 5 other people are the only people left, and you got to do this. And I love that. The Crota raid. You would expect the Hive to be amped up, all over the place, fast, aggressive. That's exactly what a Thrall is. Thralls are, they don't care about who they are. They just want to go out and satisfy their masters and get that kill so they can, the whole sword logic thing and try to feed the worms and all that stuff, which leads all the way up to Oryx. It's just fantastic raid design. Unfortunately, it's too easy. So, Aura, I agree with you 100%. I can solo that raid. And if it wasn't for that stupid bridge now, I could solo it on 390. It's not difficult. When I think of the Taken King raid, once again, everything. Now you guys made the example of jumping around at the daughters and trying to grab that relic. Well, the fact of the matter is, you're trying to kill a god in his own world, which we've never done that. So that is part of that ascendant idea of going into another dimension and trying to kill something that in your dimension just can't be killed. So that whole idea of being torn in between dimensions, he's trying to pull you in, and that's never been confirmed. But what I think, it's Tolan that's giving you that spark that's pulling you back and saying, no, you can't have this guy. He's still on our team. So I love that aspect of it. And I think that's one of the best teaching raids because it's very systematic. And Pubin, you nailed it. It is unbelievably mechanically driven. It's stand here and shoot, you asshole, and don't move until I tell you to move. But that shows you how to set up raids, and it shows you how to do with teamwork. Then you have the Siva raid. I don't really understand that one that well. only because it really doesn't make any sense with how the Siva lore is. I mean, who is Axis? Is he somebody that's being controlled by Siva? If that's the case, what exactly is Siva then? Who's controlling Siva? Is it a Rasputin thing or what? We have no idea. I think what Bungie did is, I think what they did is, yeah, they said shit.
Everybody take a drink. He mentioned Lysander.
I think Activision or Bungie said for $30 we got to give them a raid, which I don't think that expansion's worth $30. 20, yes, not 30. Because when you look at what you got, if you compare that to the Taken King and the Rise of Iron, you're not getting the same bang for your buck. That being said, the Axis challenge is by far the most difficult challenge.
I agree with you there.
And it's not difficult because you got to be this awesome, gun wielding badass. It's just everybody has to communicate. And I can't tell you the number of streams I've watched where you watch people and they're doing that challenge and all of a sudden somebody said something that's not related to currently what they're doing in the game and they fail the challenge because somebody's not paying attention. And that's where all the salt and anger starts coming out. And you hear people say, okay, let's focus up. Let's get started. Let's do this. I get it. So it's not a difficult challenge as in you got to make sure everybody's you're shooting the right object or, you're killing the oracles. It's if you don't see Axis spawn in front of you within a second, you turn around and run and slam down on your servitor spawn or servitor flame, whatever it is. Mechanically, it's not difficult. It's just making sure everyone's communicating effectively. And I'm probably the only person that is going to say this. I loved the leveling progression in year one. I loved getting, having to go grind and get those ascendant shards. I wish they dropped more than what they did. All right, that's not a problem with how the light level system worked. But I loved being level like 28, and then you filled in that one node that made you a little bit more powerful, and you saw the numbers increase. It made me feel like I'm getting stronger. The way the light level system works now, I don't feel that because it's such a gradual increase that you never feel like you're gaining any strength until you're 400 light and you go back into Earth Patrol and you see, you hit something and it's like 4,000 damage. And you're like, well, that never happened before, but I'm 400 light now. I get it. Before, I liked being able to see those nodes fill in and then feel myself getting stronger and stronger and stronger throughout that progression. It just sucked ass that the way that the things dropped. So I don't think it was a leveling problem that Bungie had year one. It was a, RNG problem, which, some people say it's fixed now, and you got the other half of the camp saying, no, it's not. Overall, I give it...
It's not fixed.
Overall, if I think about everything, I'm going to say 8 out of 10. I liked year one so much that I would give out a 9 out of 10, and then I think it's declined a little bit. Not much, but just a little bit. Because they made the game too easy. That's all. But I understand I'm in that different part where it's like I want things so challenging that I punch my monitor screen or something like that. Like I love that stuff. Now it's just way too easy.
Yeah.
My Titan didn't punch hard enough. That's not how you punch Titan. Let me show you how to punch.
We get those moments in Crucible just about every day.
Yeah.
But see, and J-Ram, you mentioned a couple things there. Like, in particular, the thing that really tipped it for me was talking about the lore of the Hive and how the Thrall are really trying to feed the worms, and then don't the worms create the knights? Like, they have this really interesting structure. Yeah. This really interesting social structure. But it's all, again, and as much as I gave a glowing review of Destiny, like, that's all buried in the lore. Like, could you imagine if going into Oryx or going into that raid, you felt the stakes and you had this idea of who the Hive were? Like we don't know who they are outside of just some nasty ass, ugly fucking creatures.
Yeah.
Like, they have such a deep, interesting, really cool lore and this amazing social structure, and it's all just buried.
You had to stare at your phone and read 50 cards. That's when that's before you enter the raid. That's clearly what you have to do, and otherwise you wouldn't know that stuff.
Like, you seriously have to have like a 2-hour story time with your fire team. Like, all right, hold on, guys. You see this guy right here?
And that's
tell you about him.
I would even make. Oh, I'm sorry, Dan.
That's what I do when I'm taking a poop. Just scroll through the lore. It's like
I would even make the argument.
Awesome.
I would make the argument, or not even make the argument, entertain the argument, or watch two people argue over it. The fact that this game would have died if it wasn't for the community. Like, the community saved this game. Because when you take an objective stance on this, the story sucks. Balancing PvP has been nothing but a mess since day one. Repetitive content, reskinned everything. I mean, if it wasn't for the community and how much we love this game and how we have this idea of what it could be, this fascination with it, I don't think the game would have been as popular as it has been.
You know what, though? I will say
it's people like you, Pubin, that carry the people through trials, because that I couldn't do that. I need you to do that.
But at least for me, if you can make a game that feels good, you know, like the movement mechanics, the shooting mechanics, they are absolutely T1. And so, absolutely. Sure, are there things that needed to get rebalanced? Yeah, sure. But at the end of the day, I felt good moving and shooting in game. And so, at least for me, as a person who's primarily a PvPer, you can keep my attention and you can keep my time just by having a game that feels that damn good to run around and shoot and you know,
absolutely,
and be in my guardian skin, so to speak. And so, I mean, has there been a lot of balancing issues? I don't even want to say issues. Have there been a lot of balance patches? Yeah, but I think it's because fundamentally, Destiny is impossible to balance because of the amount of variables that you have. With all the different archetypes and then I
agree 100%.
You have all the different weapon types and then all the different archetypes within those weapon types, and then you have all the perks, and then you have all the perks of different subclasses. I think it's impossible to balance. And as much as I think it'd be cool to work at Bungie, I would not want to be someone at Bungie responsible for balancing.
No, I agree. Cuban, I agree 100%. And here's the issue with that: the balance patches needed to come out quicker. Then you wouldn't have had this problem of what people always complain about.
They got rid of the pulse rifle meta in 3 weeks. We had 6 months of blink shoddy Thorn. Okay, 6 months of it. Yeah. They gave us pulse rifles of every archetype that were the meta. 3 weeks later, they were like, "Nah, dude, no, you can't have that. We got to get." And the only ones the ones that needed the most nerfing got left alone. Okay, the high fire rate, the Hawksaw, has been a very powerful weapon for a year and a half now. So I'm gonna disagree with the quickness, because we had that 3 week period of pulse rifle meta that was not long enough.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the pulse rifle meta, man.
I want it back.
Well, really quickly,
I
just want to say really quickly, huge shout out to Dim in chat. Thank you. That's Destiny Item Manager. Thank you for chilling out with us. Yeah. Woohoo! No? Okay.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, come on!
I didn't know if it wasn't for that guy, man.
I'm sorry.
I'm
just shouting out Dim.
I have it open right now.
Yeah.
Right.
So do I.
If I may interject for only a moment.
Thank you for transferring my gear fluidly.
I've had a couple of glasses of champagne. I'm sorry, guys.
I don't know what happened to that Gallahorn y'all were moving, though. I don't know whatever happened to that guy. I never saw it again. That Gallahorn backed in.
Dude, I would use that for every single gun except the Gallahorn. I'm like, nope, transfer the Gallahorn. I gotta do it. I
gotta do it manually.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude. Because if I lost that gun year one, I would have been pissed.
But if I may interject for a moment, just going back to we were talking about lore and how it should be incorporated into the game. How would they manage to do that? Because Destiny's lore is expansive. As we were talking about one subcategory of the lore, and that was just the hive. That's one enemy type out of the 5 we have. How would they incorporate that into the game? And hold on, before you say just put it in the game, let the menu be there so that people can read it. How that's still not inviting people to know about it without them having to go stop playing the game, run to this section of wherever in the game, and then read it. How would they incorporate it naturally and fluently into the game without bogging the game down with tons of exposition. Because at some point in time, you want to be like, man, that's so cool, but when do I get to shoot stuff in the face? You know, I don't want to be greeted with, you know, at the beginning of every mission, a Star Wars movie intro text of what's going on before I get inside the mission, you know? And since Destiny's lore is so expansive, that could easily be an issue. So how would they incorporate that? Yes, let an in-game option be there for you to go and run to read, should you so feel. But how would you get enough to, oh man, you know, just to whet your palate, you know? That's really cool. I see that this, you know, I see that, you know, the Hive operate basically on a hierarchy, a feudal-ish, like, just a sort of feudal / hierarchical, you know, type thing they got going on. You know, how would I know that, you know, starting this mission, before I start this mission, before I start that strike, without being bogged down by so much exposition? How would that be, you know, accomplished? I think we have to think about that as well.
Horizon Zero Dawn has a really cool mechanic of like, so you'll go into these spaces and you'll scan around and you'll see like, oh, this is like a text. So you scan that, and sometimes it's something you'll have to read after the fact, and other times it is an audio. Now, when they do the audio, it's just like you hit the triangle button and it starts playing, and you can keep playing. So like there are ways that you can integrate it into the game and have information and story given to you that's not necessarily a cinematic that works. If that makes sense.
But,
I play Horizon. I know exactly what you mean.
Horizon was developed on the PlayStation 4. Destiny, and this is something I think people forget now that we're in year 3, is meant to run on the 360 and the PS3 as well as the next gen consoles. And I feel like that's part of the reason why. And I agree with everything everybody's saying, but I feel like that's part of the reason why we see it as somewhat limited in terms of content for lore and stuff like that. We don't know how much space they had to work with.
Yeah,
absolutely.
In order to fit that stuff in.
Yeah, those two systems held this game back tremendously.
Oh yeah.
Taking that into account, though, now that I think about it, in addition to what Dan just said about Horizon, which is true, a lot of other games have taken stuff like that into account as well. Games like a game that probably people don't play anymore, probably don't think about, Dead Space. You know, there were a whole bunch of audio logs or a whole bunch of text logs that you could just find playing the game. If you looked around long enough, or if you scanned something, another game that this was. Another game that starts with M. Metroid Prime. You scanned a lot of stuff in that game. You didn't have to scan everything, but if you did, you would learn more about said item. Destiny did introduce scanning, but sadly it didn't do enough with it. It just kind of was, hey, you can scan stuff in Taken King, and you probably scanned stuff for like the first 3 missions. After that, you probably never scanned anything ever again. But other games, you know, on the 360 or on, you know, legacy consoles have done stuff like that before, where you could pick it up, scan it, and then go read it later. So why couldn't Destiny do that? Because you also, as you progress through the game, you unlock Grimoire, you know, just for visiting one Crucible map. It'll be like, yo, is this your first time playing doubles? Here's some lore on doubles, you know. This your first time playing on Anomaly? Here's some lore on Anomaly. He didn't even have to do anything. He just showed up, and now you can go read it later in-game. Other games have done it, so why couldn't Destiny do it?
Diablo 3 has like these like little still images with a little audio clip attached to it, which is just fantastic when you're going in between like missions or something like that. You know, that would be awesome. Like it doesn't have to be this drawn out, you know, cinematic scene, but just something. Like I think the simple audio clips that they introduced in Rise of Iron helped out tremendously. Because you could go scan like little computers and stuff like that.
I thought that was
I think
Taken King. Sorry.
Was it Taken King?
Yeah, that was Taken
Sorry, Taken King. I surprised
Taken
me.
King. See, it's the last time you've used it, right?
with how much lore is in the game, and it's expansive. Like the amount of lore they have probably 3 games worth of lore. Like you could probably build 3 different video games out of the stories that are there. At least I think. And I think it would have had to been a mix. You know, I think it would have been really cool to to have, like on Saturn, when you're going through this old research center, you could maybe find like old audio tapes or something, and then you open that, and then you have the capability to listen to it, or you find old scripts and things, and you, instead of saying, oh, this Grimoire card is acquired, go to Bungie.net to read it, maybe something just pops up and you can read it there, or you can hit X and get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
But just to have something, boom, pop up right there and give you the option to check it out right now if you want, have a little bit of that, and then you can have like a running ticker of how many of them have you found in the game world. And then earlier in Destiny, like one of the things I really liked in Rise of Iron was that cinematic, that opening cinematic,
Mm-hmm.
where you had Saladin and you had all the Iron Lords, and I thought it was one of the most gripping things in the whole game. I thought it was really cool, really well done. I would have liked to have a little bit more. And again, this is not taking into account the limitations that might have been there because of the X360 and the PS3. This is me saying, if we had all this, this is how I would have liked it to have been incorporated. So maybe more of a perfect world scenario, but I would have liked a little bit more as far as cutscenes, not necessarily like these super long. And I'm a sucker for a good cutscene. As much as I'm usually just, hey, throw me in the PvP arena and let me go to work. Like if I'm gonna do PvE, I want a gripping story, and I enjoy a good. Some of my favorite games are actually, I'll say, my favorite series of games are the Metal Gear Solid games, and those games have. That, I mean, they're like interactive movies to a degree, because you'll do this awesome fun mission that's so confusing, and there's no one through way. You can get from point A to point B so many different ways, but then you go into this really intricate cutscene that tells you a lot. It opens up a lot of the world, and I think had they used so many of these different opportunities to integrate the lore in different ways. I think we could have been immersed in that a little bit easier and a little bit more effectively.
But
Yeah, I agree.
what Oris said, like, they have the capability now, building Destiny 2 on just Xbox One and PlayStation 4. We're going to see a lot of really cool stuff, I think.
I'm so excited. I'm telling you, I think Destiny 2 is going to be monumental with.
Yeah.
It's going to be,
20 days,
I
guys.
absolutely.
20 days.
I'm not even nervous. I'm not even nervous about Destiny 2. I mean, I'm not going in all super confident, but I feel good about it being. I feel good about it being really immaculate. I really do.
Yes.
All right. That's good.
Yep, same here.
Some people are scared. I feel like a lot of people have reservations. Aura, I don't know if you are kind of feeling really good about it. I don't know where you are on your faith in where Destiny 2 is going to be, but I'm not concerned, to be honest.
So I don't know what they're doing about this game, and they are not really giving us a whole lot of information. They've made it kind of clear that they're going to wipe the slate completely clear, which is fine. We're not bringing anything with us except for our faces. Take it or leave it for what it is. But I don't know if our subclasses and our classes are going to be set up the same way, or if this is going to be some kind of abilities tree where we share the different abilities throughout, however you want to build it. So maybe I'll get some Voidwalker abilities with arc damage on my Striker Titan now. They have the ability to completely redesign everything, and I'm not gonna judge until I get my hands on it. I trust them. They've done a great job with this game, all in all, and I'm just gonna wait until it happens, and I'm gonna wait until I actually get my hands on it and play it. Not even watching it, I don't think is gonna do it a whole lot of justice. But I'm excited. I'm ready. I mean, they're making it very clear that it's gonna be pretty different. So at least I hope that's what they're saying.
They have a really good history with sequels.
Yeah.
Really good history with it.
Halo 2 was a good game.
So I do have a question to point out. Why do you guys think Activision allowed, showed World War II first, like COD World War II, before Destiny 2? When Destiny 2 comes out first, and then COD comes out, and maybe I'm just emotional pubing, okay? But I just don't understand why they showed that game off first before D2.
What do you mean? What else did they show besides the trailer?
Well, they had a whole live stream for it.
I didn't
They had a
even
whole
know.
live stream for it, and
but it was they only showed a trailer. That's it.
Yes, but the hype for that game seemed bigger, like coming from them more than D2.
Well, because it's a sinking ship. They need to get as many people to buy in as possible. You know what I mean? Like Destiny is their own thing. They already know this game is going to make hundreds of millions of dollars. They know that. COD is in a bad spot right now, and World War II I don't think is going to save it. It's a dying franchise. You know, I was just thinking about that today, actually, driving home about World War II COD. I'm thinking, what they need is just a regular modern warfare, like 4 or something like that. Just boots on the ground, guns that we use today, red dot scopes, all that badass stuff, all rolled up into one. Kill streaks, let's do it. Don't put me in this fictitious place where I'm never gonna be. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna have a jetpack on running against walls, and I'm not gonna be storming the beaches of Normandy.
They tried to be Titanfall without giving you anything that made Titanfall what makes Titanfall Titanfall.
Absolutely.
With those games, essentially, is what they tried to do.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
And now they're looking at what Battlefield did and like, oh shit, we got to jump on this bandwagon. It's like, be your own thing, dude.
I disagree with you there. Now, that's why I disagree.
What was was it World at War? Is that the last one that was like World War II ish? That's one of the favorite games of the entire franchise in the history. So I have no problem with them doing what they're doing right now. It was a good game.
But J-Ram, I have to say, this new COD game was under development for 3 years already. So they didn't really copy off of Battlefield 1. Like, I hate when I see those comments. Like, they didn't really copy them. It just came out
listen, all game developers talk. They knew exactly what they were doing a long time ago. You know, and they can't make another World War I because Battlefield already did it. So what's the... And I don't know why they don't do like Vietnam or Korean War. Maybe because it's still relatively sensitive in the past. You know what I mean? Like,
don't do a game about a quagmire.
Right. You know, whatever. I don't even know what that means, to be honest. When you say quagmire, I instantly think of that dirty guy that's on
Dirty Dan.
Family Guy. Yeah, that rapist.
Oh my god.
Dirty Dan, everybody.
Honestly, as far as like them quote showing off, what's it called first? I think they just might be letting Bungie handle more of the Destiny reveal stuff, and maybe for whatever reason they just they're just on different timelines, and I didn't look anything into it. I don't think there's anything there really to be concerned with or really look into.
There's method to their madness. I just don't know if I get it. I don't know the timelines enough to talk about it. I'm going to be playing the new Call of Duty. It's like Madden for me. I just wish that they would stay more consistent. Like, if you come out with a new game every 2 or 3 years, it's okay for it to be the same game every 2 or 3 years. For me, it's still going to draw this massive player base. It's where I really got going in any kind of PvP situation. I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it a lot. I've been so away from the franchise because of all of the things that they did to try and copy and manipulate and be Titanfall, and even Destiny with the super abilities in the last, not the last one, but the one before that. So, get back to what you're good at. Just get back to what you're good at, and they were good at it.
Listen, and similar to what you said, like Call of Duty was what really, where I really got into first-person shooters, in a big way with the Modern Warfares and with the Black Ops and things like that. But yeah, once it started, these last couple, especially this last one, really hit negative reception, and
it's terrible.
And I don't know if they were ready for that. To be honest, I severely doubt they expected it. This next game is really might be a make or break.
Yeah.
To a degree. I think they'll keep trying to bang out Call of Duties no matter what, because whether it's critically received well or not, it's gonna make money.
Yep.
People
they're gonna get mine.
And they have the deal with MLG, so you have these pro players who are big big figures, and that's a big draw, I think, still, this, the Call of Duty Pro League. So I watch the shit out of Call of Duty Pro League, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I enjoy it.
So J-Ram, you pre-ordered the next COD? I see you have the hat.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a sucker for technically, if you really want to think about it, a $10 hat, because that's all it took me to go pre-order the game. And I'm definitely going to play the beta.
Immediately?
What's that?
Immediately. You just wanted the hat.
Yeah. No, I went up today, pre-ordered. They gave me this fly swag. So I'm going to play the beta. If I like it, I'll leave that $10 on the game. If not, I'll just apply that $10 to something else.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
No, because I'm just like, didn't you just talk crap about the game and then you went?
No, I didn't. I didn't see. That is where. How do I want to say this without sounding like an asshole?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna say it. That is where we had this conversation before the podcast went live about the way I am. And that's a typical, and I hate to say this, millennial response. You can't take criticism. Everybody starts crying, and it's like you gotta learn to develop some thick skin here.
Toughen up, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, for real, I criticize the game. That doesn't mean I hate the game, And I just, millennials drive me crazy sometimes with that. It's, oh, he said I did a bad job.
Stop labeling, J-Ram.
Oh, I know. But you know what? This is not.
Old man gets mad at young kids.
We will have this conversation later.
Get off my lawn.
We will have this conversation about how everybody in America wants us to come together, but yet all we do is label everything. It doesn't make any sense to me. But anyways,
Destiny 2, guys.
Not confuse criticism with hating something.
Let's go back to Destiny 2 before we get into some political.
Next topic.
How about Twitch affiliates? What do you guys think about?
Let's go to that. I'm excited.
Aura had some really good insights on Friday, when that was announced.
So Twitch affiliates. Nothing about it is bad. Not one thing about it is bad. I'm seeing a lot of stuff. I'm on Twitter almost as much as I'm on Twitch, and there's some people griping about it. There's some people complaining they didn't get their invitation yet, despite the instructions specifically said that they were sending them out in waves. That's the only problem I have with it. Some people are saying the requirements are too low. Well, you're very lucky to be sitting in a chair and have some kind of consistent viewership. If you think that the requirements are too low, because there's probably 1 million streamers right now. Right now, they're live with 0 people watching, trying to find a way to get that 1 or 2 or 3 people watching.
Yeah.
So stay humble out there, because in a minute your viewership can go. And this is evidence that, and everyone's saying, "Oh my God, Twitch is trying to make so much money. Oh my God, they're a money grab. Oh God, they're going to take all the money from the bits. Oh my God!" Like, no, they're a business and they deserve their money, because it doesn't cost you anything to make a name, to make a profile on Twitch. It doesn't cost you anything to hit go live. This is all free service. This website is completely free if you want it to be free. So I have no problem with Twitch getting the money, because they're putting it right back. The whole reason this program is there is because they're giving this money back to the content creators that are making this website viable. It's going to do a lot of things for people who are on the verge of partnership. Having a monetized channel is stressful. Okay, I can't stress that enough. Being a partner is not this rainbows and butterflies and everything's great. I'm humbled and honored to have it, but it's stressful once you have to worry about having a monetized channel. This is going to give affiliates a chance to know what it's like to be partner before you're partner, so you're ready for it. Because if you're not used to looking at your numbers and all of a sudden you've got a sub count, holy hell is that stressful. Okay, so it's going to give you an idea of the rolling tide of subscriptions. And bits are what they are. They're tips. They're safe tips. They're providing you with protection against chargebacks, which can happen on PayPal. So it's a win-win situation. And like I said, I feel like this is another one positive stuff. I'm honored and happy and so incredibly humbled to see all of the people that I came up with getting this process, because I think it can only mean good things for you guys. It's going to give you guys a taste of what it's like to have that subscription, the partnership side of things, and you'll be more ready when you do get to partnership, because like I said, this is challenging. It's not easy to do what we do. It's not just in the last bit of anything that we do is play the video game. It's everything else that goes on outside that people don't realize. So I feel like affiliation is a great thing. I think it's a positive thing. And I'm happy that the people that I love and care about and spectate on a daily basis are achieving that goal. That second step. Everyone's like, oh, it's your first step towards partnership. No, your first step's hitting go live. okay, this is your second step, one step closer to partnership, which might be step 4 or 5, depending on how you look at things. So I ranted a little bit. Hope you enjoyed it.
No, that was great.
No, that was fantastic, and it puts it in perspective.
Oh yeah. So Zorth in chat has a great question. What is so stressful about having a sub count?
Because if you're not careful, you can really, really start to believe and think that your quality and entertainment value is tied to that number, the same way you can your view count. And it's really simple, especially when there's money involved, to stress over those things. Now, I don't do this for money, okay? But I don't do this to lose money either. So the influx, the income that we've added to our household has been super appreciated, and it's amazing. But you start to kind of wonder a little bit. You kind of wonder, yo, do these people still really like me? Oh man, I lost 20 subs today. What happened? Oh man, I gained 20 subs today. That's friggin' amazing. And you start to ride this roller coaster. And I feel like if you're an affiliate, you start to ride that roller coaster early. You don't get bothered, upset, or start to think about these things as you're riding that roller coaster. The waves of the roller coaster don't seem to be as big once you've been exposed to it. This is something I'm learning. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I was ready for partnership when it happened. And the more that I do it, the more experience I get with it, I feel like the easier it's becoming for me. But it can become a really big emotional roller coaster if you're not careful. You know, I don't mean to sound disingenuous or not thankful to be in the position that I am, because I am. But I want to be real with you guys. I want to be real with you guys in how you're going to have to look at some of these numbers and question whether or not you're doing a good job. And the fact of the matter is, and I tell myself this every day, like your quality and your content is not dependent on your view count. And I tell myself that every day. It's not dependent on your sub count. It's not dependent on anything else other than the compliments that you get from people, whether it's one person or 100 people a day that say, yo, man, I really, really love what you do. You're an inspiration. You're a pillar for the community. You're really, really helpful. You're uplifting. You're encouraging. That's what you have to remember every single time you want to go live, because if not, it will consume you. There are people who have quit streaming after they got partnered because they weren't ready for an emotional roller coaster that it can be. If that makes sense.
Thank you for bringing it real there, man. That was I mean that was good.
I talked about this with Danfinity, that I have as a community leader that you guys view me as. I have a responsibility to explain to you guys exactly what I'm going through when I'm going through it. And we feed off each other. I talk to the guys in the network, the stream team of a lot of other talented guys, and we talk through it and we go through it all together. Sometimes it's not public, sometimes it is, but I think this is a real situation that as you guys embark on affiliation and as it progresses to where it's going to get, when it becomes you guys having a subscription button and an emote to be responsible for, and you have to make the most impact you possibly can with what you're given. I think that I need to be real when I tell you guys this is what you could end up facing if you're not ready for it. It's like, man, I just got to get partnered. I just got to get partnered. That's the goal. That's the goal. And it's like, partnership's amazing, but if you don't have an established connection with your viewer base, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter a damn bit. Nobody's going to hit your button. Nobody's going to be there to support you. There are plenty of partnered channels that nobody gives a flying shit about. So our responsibility is to not be one of them, you know? So, and
Great answer.
And I'll tell you guys, listen, I'll tell everybody in chat here, you know, there are a couple things. Number one, this is coming from me personally, there are maybe three or four streamers that I visit a lot of streams and I enjoy a lot of streams, but there are less than a handful of streams that when I go in and when I leave, I am always in a better mood. Then I'm always in a better mood when I'm on my way out than I was on my way in. Or I'll tell you, your stream is without a doubt one of those, that the vibe that you set in there, the vibe that your community has, the quality of your community is such that it's overwhelmingly positive, welcoming, and fun. And I think any streamer should you know, outside of numbers or partnership or this, you just want to foster and build a fun and positive and supportive community. And yeah, I think you've done that, and I think it's something that everybody should aspire to, not worrying about numbers and view counts and this and that. Just
it'll consume you.
Have there. You know, however many people you have there, whether it's 550 or 500, that you guys are, you know, fun and supportive, and you know, care about each other and things like that. So yeah, absolutely. And congratulations to all the Twitch affiliates out there, by the way. There I'm sure there are some in chat. I know just off the bat, I've seen Latte in there, and I can't. It makes my day every day. Like with as much time as I spend on Twitter too. Seeing all these people putting up screenshots of their their emails or their Twitch notifications, and I think it's really, really great. And I think overall, I think Twitch is really killing it with the new things that they're rolling out. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with the the initiatives that Twitch is taking and trying to build and and kind of form this kind of constant feedback loop where the streamers help the site helps the streamers, and it just goes round and round. So yeah,
nice symbiotic relationship.
Very symbiotic.
As biologists, we know what that means too. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not the biologist though.
Me and Cuban got you covered, dude.
Listen, I'm doing a PhD on parasites, and this is a mutualistic relationship.
It's actually not quite symbiotic.
All right, guys. So let's jump in straight into the Destiny 2 live stream event, which I'm super excited for. Are you guys excited? Boner? What?
Boner.
What?
He wasn't here for
Boner's
that.
a good word right now.
That's the word right now? Okay. So are you guys shocked that the live stream event is not going to be in their little Twitch place at home?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
I was shocked too. I was actually shocked. But
Not at all.
Why? Aura.
I think they've seen the vessel that it can be, and I think they might have also seen what. So it might not be on their channel with Deej in the chair and some of the developers on the couch next to him. The way that it's going to be done now, from what I'm understanding or what I'm looking at, I don't want to do this incorrectly, but there's an awful lot of people heading to the Destiny 2 reveal. If you've seen Twitter at all lately, there's an awful lot of people heading there.
Oh, yeah.
Who's actually going to be playing, I don't know. But I'm thinking that this is going to be in some form of a theater. This is going to be much bigger than 3 people on a couch live streaming it, trying to explain what's happening. You don't want to, if you're explaining a patch and what's different in a patch or a couple of steps of DLC content, I can see doing it this way. This is the next game, and it deserves and is going to get a larger stage than a Twitch live stream. And I'm sure that they're going to do a live broadcast, by the way. I just feel like it's going to be live broadcast with a multitude of people from the community present and or watching from home, according to some of the people who have been invited and can't make it.
Were you surprised? Were you surprised at all that they're bringing out this? Maybe like bringing out content creators not only, but bringing out this many. Like, I
don't know the numbers, and I mean, when you see it on Twitter, it tends to be larger than it actually is. But they're inviting the people who set the foundation from the entertainment standpoint for this. I don't know who they're pulling. If they're pulling people from Reddit, very active people from Reddit. I know they're pulling a bunch of people from YouTube. They're pulling a bunch of people from Twitch. I don't know if they're pulling people from other avenues as well. But the names that are going are all really, really important, well-respected, and earned and deserving of such an honor. So I'm just excited. I'm just excited to see it.
And congrats to everyone who's going. Or the content.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, Aura, when do you think Destiny 2 is, like, the beta is going to drop?
Probably right around Guardian Con. Okay. There's talk of, and there was a fake me out that it was going to be at E3. I don't really know, and I'm not sure that I don't know if it really matters. It's gonna be pretty insane regardless. I was expecting, and I feel like maybe it's not gonna be E3, because if it was, maybe they would do this event that they're doing. I feel like they're kind of making their own little E3 or little I forget what the other event is called, but I feel like they're kind of creating their own for this. Instead of going to a gaming convention where there's all kinds of games going on, they kind of want exclusivity of it, so they're creating their own little summit, if you will. It's not little; it's quite huge.
If you had to pick like a day or like a week, what would you say?
We
have
did
a little
this last
competition
week,
going
that's
on
right.
right now,
Yeah.
and we just want to. I guess it's a gentleman's bet. Maybe you win bragging rights.
Or a
You
new
win
chair.
this.
Where's
card.
my calendar?
Or you win a new
And
chair.
pick a week. You don't have to pick a specific day. Like pick a
Yeah.
general.
When did I get married? I'm gonna pick June 18th. I'm gonna go with my
Ooh.
wedding anniversary because that would just be perfect. That would just
All
be
right.
so good if it came out the weekend of June 18th, because then I wouldn't get to play it because I'm a great husband. Right, wife? Super great husband.
This is evil.
Whoever wins this gentleman's bet is going to win this $10 that's on this Goodwill card.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, man.
Nice.
If I win, I will donate it to Pubin so he could buy a nice
Get a
chair.
table.
A table. A table. Yeah.
Table.
Listen, get in a couple weeks. You're gonna see me streaming from a beach.
I mean, if you guys follow him on Twitter, he wears like shirts as a hat and shit.
Yeah.
It's sunny out there, man, and when you got a bald head, you can't get that shit sunburn. It hurts.
That's why I got this really cool hat.
Alright, guys. Let's get into our last segment. Let's talk about some Trials of Osiris, guys. Woo!
Oh,
Oh.
I'm out.
No,
Cuban,
no.
should we tell them our news?
You're in. Yes, Dan.
Dan, I think
Dan,
I think
yes,
you should
go.
tell them the news.
Go.
Bring it out. Bring it
Okay, guys. So this
out.
weekend, Pubin took me to the lighthouse and laid me down on a bale of hay. And as a
That's
ceremonial,
right.
whenever you go flawless for the first time. Thank you, Pubin.
He popped your lighthouse cherry, right?
It wasn't just me. It was a come on. It was first of all. We had It's Pro Penguin as well, and
absolutely.
it was all three of us. And
It was you guys mainly. It was you guys mainly. Like,
I'll tell you, Dan, it was like getting you to the lighthouse was one of my best and most favorite trials help. Will remain one of my most favorite trials help memories.
that's awesome.
And I'm glad we could get you there. You were my quest, and laying you down in the lighthouse and making love to you was beautiful.
I must have missed that part.
Sorry, I took for my camera.
Yeah.
No, it was awesome. And I found this out later. One of the people that we played on that flawless game, where by the way, we were down 4-2 and made a furious comeback to win.
That was nuts.
One of the guys is a pro football player for the New Orleans Saints.
Wow.
We beat
Nice.
We beat a pro.
we beat a pro.
Nice.
I think he's a safety or something for the Saints. I can't remember. But Spartan Zero told me and showed me his Twitter and stuff like that. I wanted to tweet him and say, "GG, bro. Sorry for the bags. I was nervous."
Oh my god.
We didn't bag him. There were no tea bags.
No bags.
Just so everybody in chat knows. But yeah, I found out after, and it was pretty interesting.
Nice.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
Congrats, Dan. Congratulations.
Thank
man.
you. I got that node.
Yeah,
I
check
got
that box.
It's all about the nodes.
Oh yeah. So last week the trials maps were all the Earth maps. This week's map is Anomaly. I've played. I'm having fun so far this week. It's not the best map, but it's all right. So, people, how's your trials experience so far this week, man?
Not fun. I
Sorry.
don't like this. I don't like this map very much.
It's an alright map. Yeah.
With the current special ammo economy, I'm not a fan of this map. It's just it's a lot of you're seeing a lot of the no land sidearm. I'm seeing a lot of unis. I'm seeing a lot of kind of it's a little bit difficult, and more so when you're trying to help people. It's if it's one of those things. If I was running stacked, it would we would really only have issues against like other really good teams probably. But it's a difficult map to help people improve on, like where our goal is to help people improve at the game, to teach. It's a tough map to do that because there are so many, like universal remotes and sticky nades in particular, because on this map there's a lot of really narrow hallways where if you're going to throw a sticky nade, you know exactly where you're throwing it to because there's only one, it's a really narrow gap. And so you don't have that guesswork of, hey, where should I throw this sticky nade? It's like, oh, I'm going to throw it right through this really narrow hallway. So it's not my favorite map. I didn't play Trials too much earlier. I only played for a little bit, so we'll see. We'll see if we can figure. This isn't a new map. We know this map. It's just playing a little bit differently because of the changes to special ammo. But we'll figure it out tonight. No worries. I'm just gonna play a Titan and use lightning nades.
Good luck. Ooh,
there you go.
Well, good luck. So, Aura, this is the part of the show where we guess how many kills a certain weapon received last weekend in Trials with Cyrus. Okay. So,
Ready?
This is our game. We play this game every week.
We play this game every week. So this week we're going to do Icebreaker. All right, we're gonna do the Icebreaker. The lowest number you can guess is 1, and the highest you can guess is 10 million. Hint: it's in the millions, but you can guess 1. And
You're talking about kills last week?
Kills.
Yes.
With Icebreaker. So, have you seen The Price is Right? It's sort of like that. Yeah, this is basically The Price is Right. Okay, if you've seen it. So,
we're not gonna make you go first. Let someone else go first, so that way you can see the general range where guesses go. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, it's nowhere near 10 million.
Yeah. Well, that's what you think.
It's not 10. Come on, Jay.
The player base is not even there. Anyway, J-Ram, you first, man.
I'm gonna go with 2.6 million.
2.6. All right, Plasmic.
I'm gonna go with 2.8.
Ooh, wow, competition. All right,
Spicy.
Pubin.
What? Well, wait. Was Icebreaker the #1 weapon, special weapon last week?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't answer that now. We didn't
No.
ask that. You can't answer that now.
Yeah, no. Oh no.
I think it was less than it has been. I'm gonna go with like 2.4. Just throwing a bone out there.
2.4. All right, Aura.
Wait a minute, you're telling me that this gun is in the vicinity of around 2 million kills a weekend lately?
Yeah.
2 to 3.
Yeah.
It's a good thing they took special ammo away from people.
Or what?
Find a way to circumvent that. I'm gonna go on the low end. No, yeah, I'm gonna go with 1 million. I'll go low. I'll lowball it.
What were you thinking initially?
Yeah.
Like when we
I
first
was
posted this
thinking,
question-
I was thinking whoever designed and brought the Icebreaker to year 3 doesn't know anything about the game that they play. That's what I was thinking.
Well, yeah. I mean, what we're seeing from the Icebreaker really is just a product of people who want to snipe, but feel like they can't use any other weapon, which is me.
All right,
Well,
Dan,
I mean,
next.
if you have the option of 2 weapons in Crucible versus 1, I'm gonna take 2 every time. No matter what they are, I'm gonna take 2 every time.
Absolutely.
And this gun should work the same way that Universal Remote does. It should not proc ammo until 30 or 40 seconds in. If you really want to take special away from, this is a whole separate conversation. I'm gonna go with 1 million. I don't like the gun. I hate the gun. I think the gun should burn. In this current standpoint, the whole special ammo system is for a fusion rifle runner makes me salty.
Dan.
2.2, Bob.
Everyone is like in the 2s, except Aura. Alright, well, the answer is 3.9 million.
Jesus.
What?
Stupids.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It
So-
was
Plasmic.
that,
Plasmic is our winner.
Class what?
it hasn't been that high from punch.
Wow.
That is so dumb.
Hey, Jay, what
3.9?
percentage of kills does the Icebreaker represent?
You're killing me, J-Ram. Hold on.
Well, but you know I'm always going to ask that because
I know.
just because they got 3 million kills doesn't mean shit. What percentage? What's the proportion?
Percentage.
What's the percentage, Jay? What's the percentage?
Okay, I got you. Hold on. So how's life, guys?
It was better before I found out that number.
Yeah, that's astounding because the last couple weeks it's been just under 3, like somewhere between 2.5 and 3. So to go up that magnitude of order, like holy fudge crackers!
It was the #1 special weapon, and it was 16.67%.
Oh my god, that's high.
Yeah,
was-
and then
it was
Wormwood.
60%.
Range, dude.
Wormwood.
16 you said?
Yes, 16.67%, and then the Wormwood is right underneath that at 9.39%.
So
Right
the
on-
special ammo economy that is gone. The two most used weapons are special weapons
Yes.
that circumvent the special ammo economy.
So the number one primary was the palindrome, and that's only at 8.45%. So Wormwood and Icebreaker are still higher than that. You guys see
What
the
that's
issue?
telling you is, who gives a shit about the special ammo? We found a workaway around it.
Yeah.
They'll take one every single time.
Yep.
But I don't want to have to work around it. Sometimes I just want to whip out my Queen Breaker and just and just want to Queen break.
That gun will get people raging in a minute. You'll get
Yeah,
some
don't-
messages after
yeah.
that.
That gun is broken. That gun is
So great,
broken.
isn't it? It's so great, isn't
Yeah.
it?
But yep, that's Icebreaker.
Wow,
Do you guys want to hear
that-
the top 10?
Yeah, I'm
Sure.
interested now. What the
So,
shit?
it's always the same weapons, but here's the order. Number 1 is Icebreaker, then it's the Mida, the Palindrome, Wormwood, Ice Luna, No Land, Hawksong, Blind Perdition, the Burning Eye, oh, that's new, and then the Blind Perdition, the Depth. So yeah.
You did say last word, right?
No, Last Word is not in there. Last
whoa,
Word
whoa,
is
whoa,
number
whoa, whoa.
14. That has 272,000 kills.
Then it's
Because
not the
everybody
same
was
weapon.
using
That's what
ice.
happened to last.
Yeah, because when you're using
Stop
Icebreaker,
using Icebreaker. And use
but
last
so,
Yeah.
so something interesting that I noticed, and I saw it in the stats last week, and I don't know if it was a product of rotating maps or what it was, but scout rifles
Mhm.
were hugely increased. Like they were
Yeah.
used. I think the percentage usage, maybe not kill percentage, but the usage percentage was more than hand cannons. And I think that's the first time in weeks that hand cannons haven't been, the by far dominant force in the percentage of percent usage. Like scouts were like over 35%, which they're usually sitting around 20. I found that very interesting.
I knew that scouts were going to be like a large number just by the amount of times I got killed by them last weekend. But yeah, that's bonkers about Icebreaker, man.
I believe it. I mean,
in
it's
total- oh, sorry.
no. I'm just saying it's been the same argument that we've had for since we started the podcast. People are using the same guns for the same exact reasons. Nothing's changed. A garbage can fell over. There must be a ghost in here. Yeah, that kind of freaked me out for a second. No, but but honestly, it's the same argument that we've had. They go, we're gonna fix this, shotgun meta. How do they fix it? They completely got rid of an aspect of
Special ammo.
Yeah, neuter
that's
special ammo.
that's not fixing anything. In fact, you've created another problem.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Can we just go back to year one for like 3 days and just
I
let
love
that happen? I loved year one Crucible. Say what you want about Last Word sniping you across the map, dying from Thorn.
That frustrated me to no end.
Zero Stream shooting you in the head 3 times and you dying in. Yeah, it's auto rifle. It felt so good in year one.
You know what's making me forget about all these numbers?
What?
This country archer beef jerky.
Well, you do like your beef, huh?
It's delicious. It's gluten free. Says so on the package.
Speaking of things I
Where can I
recommend,
get some of them?
we're not affiliated with these guys, but I will, as given that everybody in here is some sort of a Destiny fan, more than likely, and people who are Destiny fans are usually also fans of these other things. The loot crate for this week, maybe we can use this to get an in with loot crate. The loot crate for this week is a damn good one. The theme is Guardians, and it has things from Destiny, Guardians of the Galaxy. There was another one. There were 3 really solid.
Yeah.
3 really solid things. I think maybe Power Rangers, maybe Ninja Turtles. I can't remember, but definitely Guardians of the Galaxy and Destiny. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention it, even though we don't have a partnership with them.
That's awesome. Maybe
Yeah.
I can get a Cade 6 figure from there because apparently no GameStops have anymore. So I can't get a Cade 6 figure.
Yeah,
They're all in Indiana.
No for me.
They're all in Indiana. You didn't stop.
I'm sorry.
All right, guys. So let's move on to our final question. let's talk about. Well, before we get to that, Dan, I know you had something to say about our pizza topic last week. You said something about the pineapple pizza.
Look, yeah, it's delicious and awesome, and
Thank
whoever
you.
says otherwise
People's getting ready.
Okay.
Damn communist.
is
Pineapple
wrong.
belongs on pizza, guys. Pineapple and ham is good. I'm telling you.
It doesn't
It's
belong,
It really is.
but it's nice. It's just like
good. Or it's like.
kinda
or
like
shaking
his head.
Not in
Or it's
Philly,
like-
it's not.
it's well, look. Not in Fanaticville. I get it. I get it. I stopped there for a cheesesteak once, and had to choose between two places, and everybody was yelling. So, but no, pineapple's nice. It's like a breezy spring day. Breezy.
If I want a
spring.
Bay Breeze, I go to the bar.
That's true.
All right.
I'm not backing down. Pineapple's good on.
I'm not letting
I
this
stand with
die.
you, Dan. Pineapple is good on pizza.
It
I always
is,
get
it
like
is.
strange looks when I pay for pizza, and people are like, "Come on, man, why'd you put pineapple?"
Wait.
First
You
of all,
never
my
pay
money.
for pineapple on pizza. Never
No,
pay.
I always do it. Always.
Get it for free.
for free. Pineapple on
So-
pizza is good.
How do you guys like your coffee? I know this is another big topic, right? Wait, we all
Black
drink coffee here, right? We
Oh
all drink
yeah.
coffee here? Okay.
I've never drank a cup of coffee in my
Oh,
life.
come on.
Don't start now.
Researchers drink more coffee than any other profession. It's scientifically proven.
Then
Even
I must be a
game design?
researcher.
Even game design? Because I heard that's a pretty stressful job. But I drink a lot of coffee, so I like my coffee light and sweet. I like the cream and the sugar. It has to taste nice.
Nah, man.
Why does it sound like you're making love to the coffee right now?
I don't judge.
Yeah, don't judge. Come on. All right.
Nah, man.
Dan, how do you like
Black-
your coffee?
Black and bitter like my soul.
Wow.
It's good. It's good. I'm a sunny exterior with a rotten interior, and it's completely fine. I've cultivated this over years of experience. It's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. Should we talk after Dan? Because you seem sad. The inside.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I think I've drank half a bottle of champagne by now.
Oh yeah,
I-
he's off it. All right.
All right, Aura, how do you
Definitely.
drink your
All
coffee?
right. Or yeah.
Lots of cream, lots of sugar. I like it sweet.
I like this man. Puban.
I like it sweet.
I drink my coffee black as night. Nothing in it. When they say,
Nah.
oh, sir, do you need room for cream or sugar? Nope. Fill it to the top with as much coffee. And when they say, oh, well, do you want the medium? The dark. Give me the darkest
Oh,
roast.
You're one of those. No.
Yes,
no,
I will.
no.
I drink.
Do you
this-
want room?
What?
Why? Do you
What?
want room? Why?
I can't. I don't want room. Yeah, no. I drink my coffee really dark. I'm the guy who. So like, in Miami, where I'm from, getting Cuban coffee is a big thing. And when you get cafecito, they give it to you in like this styrofoam cup, but they give you a whole bunch of little cups because you're meant to drink it as like a shot because it's like espresso. And so you know, like when I played baseball, we would get, the parents would get this big, this thing of it, and then they would just pour out little shots and give everybody would have, this little thing. But me, I get that and I just drink it. Like that's just what I just drink the espresso straight. And yeah, I like bold, strong coffee with nothing in it. I'm not gonna lie and tell you that I've never gone to Starbucks, and I'm not a fan of Starbucks, but I'm not gonna say I've never gone to Starbucks and gotten like a
Got a strawberry
pumpkin,
frappuccino.
a pumpkin
that's
spice
so
latte or something.
Nope.
And I can appreciate a little bit of sugar, even on occasion a little bit of cream when it's in the proper ratios. But yeah, I like it.
Best cream I ever had was Wawa Irish cream, and they don't sell it.
Oh,
Can't
wow.
buy it. It's the
Oh my
best.
God, I'm
It's
so
the
jealous.
best cream I've ever had in any
Okay.
coffee ever, and you can't. I almost want to steal it. I'd go to prison for it.
Listen, there's no Wawa in New York, so I'm stuck with Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, and things like that. So
Nah, man. Just
Yeah.
just go out of town, just like an hour and a half, and
It
you'll
takes me an hour to
a
get from the
flop.
Bronx to Lower Manhattan. Come on.
Actually,
Okay.
on this topic, I had a coffee crisis today. Okay, I was on campus, and you know, like I have mapped out in my head all the places I can get a cup of coffee on campus. There's in the library, there's down low in the cafeteria area, there's the Starbucks that's up top, which is my last resort, and I know all these places. And so I got done with the meeting, and I forgot everything on this campus closes early on Fridays. I don't know what the shit, but I'm like, man, I need me a cup of Joe. And I go to the library. I'm like, shit, it's closed. And then I go down low to the cafeteria. I'm like, fuck, everything's closed. And then I go up to Starbucks. I couldn't get coffee anywhere, and I still haven't had any coffee since then. And I just
It's
need
okay,
it.
man.
Feeling the withdrawal.
I am, man.
It's alright.
I need. Yeah.
Plasmic, how do you like your coffee, man?
See now.
Uh-oh.
I don't particularly drink coffee too often. But when I do drink, I drink tea and coffee. But when I do drink my coffee, I don't like it too sweet or too dark. Somewhere in between. But every now and then, I do a little dance with diabetes. And while I was traveling into Indiana and on my way out of Indiana, there was a Flying J. It's a truck stop, kind of like a gas station, but sometimes.
Oh wait,
gas
you
is more
stopped
cheap.
at a Flying J?
I did stop at a Flying J,
I'm sorry.
and I liked it. I had never been to one before, but for one of their creamers for the coffee, you know, sometimes I do a little dance with diabetes sometimes, and I saw it, and there was Twix sweetener. There was Twix cream
Oh,
for it, and
God.
like, as in the candy.
Ugh.
I was like, what? And then it was the best thing I had ever tasted in coffee before, and
Look.
it was beautiful.
Oh.
But
Jay-
somewhere in between sweet and like, I like to have a little bite in it too. I don't really get energy from coffee. It's just kind of like a nice warm drink, like a poor man's hot chocolate. I don't know.
What's your favorite place to get coffee? Because I'm kind of a coffee snob. I'm not a big like go out to eat type of person. There are two restaurant type places I like. I like to go to bars where I can get my booze, and I like coffee. I like mom and pop private owned coffee shops where I can get like good high quality coffee and maybe a nice like home baked muffin or something. But I love, like, I feel like the coffee shop is a dying thing, and it breaks my heart.
Oh man.
Where I lived for quite a number of years in Oregon, bro, they love coffee shops. That's like, you walk around the corner. You know how like you're in New York, you walk around every corner, there's some sort of business somewhere. It's like that. There's coffee shops everywhere.
Seattle's the
But
same way.
I would have
I
to
wanna go to
opt
Seattle so
for, if I'm going to get a coffee, there was this place in Hillsborough called Joanna's. I would go there. Not the arts and crafts store. It's a coffee place called Joanna's, and
That's Joanne's anyway.
Fabric,
Joanne's Fabric.
fabric
Oh,
and
it's
coffee.
Would you like some coffee with your fabric?
But yeah, I would go there. Dutch Bros or Joanna's.
So, J-Ram, you don't drink coffee, man, but I have a question for you.
Yes.
Are hot dog sandwiches?
Yes.
No.
That's a good question. Because
You've just revealed quite a paradigm here.
because you got the meat in between two
Nope.
buns, which would call it a sandwich.
Not a sandwich.
But then
These are the real
Hey,
questions.
J-Ram, I heard that
no,
reviews
a hot dog is
here.
not a sandwich, and here's why: you don't put ketchup on a hot dog. You put ketchup on a sandwich. Therefore, the hot dog is not a sandwich.
But I
Is
put
a
ketchup
bur-
on my
is
hot
a is a
dogs.
burger a sandwich?
That's because you're a loser.
A burger is a sandwich.
Burger's a
Everything
burger.
is a sandwich. Everything is a
Wait.
sandwich.
When I don't
J-Ram,
have-
what
when I
do you
don't- when I
put
don't
on
I
have
a
don't
good
go to
hot
the
dog?
ballpark and
Spoiled.
order a hot dog sandwich.
Well, you
I
don't
don't
you
have
go
to
to
have
McDonald's
a
and order a
sandwich.
burger
Yeah,
sandwich, man. I order a burger, I order a hot dog. They give me the hot dog. They don't say, "Oh, enjoy your hot dog sandwich."
Yes.
Nobody calls it that.
No.
But a burger
hot
is a
dog is
I
not a
sandwich.
love
sandwich.
how now when we're talking about hot dogs, Aura goes a little more filler. A hot dog. I order a
Nah,
hot
man.
dog.
No,
You're clearly not doing it right. I'm just
Nah.
saying.
nah, dude. Let me bring that sandwich nonsense up in here.
I've been to Chicago. I've been to Ducks. Ducks is like the
You
best. No, I'm not. Okay, I might be a little. But Ducks. Oh my God, Ducks Malt Shop. We need to all hang out together and then go to Ducks in Chicago sometime. I'd be down.
I'm down.
I'm down. Hey, Latte.
I'll drive.
Hi, Latte.
I drove through there. I'll drive.
Latte.
What's going on?
All right,
Latte.
Talking
Latte.
about coffee?
To end us off, how do you like your coffee?
How do I love my coffee? I love a good pour over. It doesn't matter what beans, as long as it's fair trade, organic. I like to know where my beans are coming from. I've actually went to a barista school in Oregon, in Portland. And it was like the best experience of my life, and that's kind of how I got my name. Just the way my instructor was like, okay, well that latte cup though over there, because it started as a joke because I'm 4'11", I'm really short, so they really did call me like a little espresso cup. Yeah, so a really good pour over, which is like a cone shaped kind of mechanism. Let me show you guys. I'm gonna turn my computer. I didn't fold my laundry, but like we're gonna take a little peek at my espresso machine that's right there.
Oh my god, look at all those clothes.
I know, right? Look at all those clothes.
Ignore, but like, can we take the time to appreciate, this setup? I have
In your room, a coffee machine.
Yeah, it's off right now. And I use. Okay. 1 second. Oh.
This is going to continue into next week.
Yeah. We have to get on the show next week.
This is not over.
This is not over.
I have a Hario pour over cup.
You really love coffee.
And let's see, I have all my accessories here. I have a coffee grinder. I have syrup. I have milk pitchers. I have.
This is a level none of us were prepared for.
Yeah,
No.
no. You need to bring all this to Guardian Con, just so you know. Like, you're gonna be the
Yeah.
official. We're gonna set up a table for you outside, and you're just gonna make coffee and.
No, I'm gonna bring this with me. I'll bring a Chemex with me. I'll bring some fresh beans. So if you guys see me, I'll be sure to save you guys a cup.
We'll get you a shirt made that says "This Latte Cup."
Yes.
Oh, do you guys want like a shirt, by the way? Here's a joke. Do you know why the hunter's on the bottom?
Why?
Because it's carrying the Titan and the Warlock.
This show right there. We're gonna end the show right there.
It's the truth. Oh yes.
Alright, guys.
Titans are base, so that's why they're on top. Just saying. But yeah,
Being
so you're going to Guardian Con too, right? Aura?
Yep,
Nice.
Definitely for sure.
we will be there.
2, 3,
All right,
4.
perfect.
Alright,
Alright,
I'll be
guys.
sure to make a big old scratch brew of coffee. Alright.
Alright, guys. Well, thank you for listening to the 27th episode of the Destiny Tracker podcast. Thank you, Aura, for joining us this week. We had a
Thank you for
blast,
having
man. Thank you. Alright, so,
I'm
where can we
covering my
find
lips right
you?
here.
Where can we find you on social media, man? Oh, tired.
Was that me?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
asking
yeah.
me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think he broke up a little bit.
Zip
Where
down.
can we find you on social media and stuff
Yeah,
like that?
wow.
Twitch.tv/evil_aura, evil with a 3VIL_AURA, evil aura. Same thing on Twitter. Those are the two mainstays for me. I'm Discord partner and Streamlabs All-Star as well, so you can catch me in Discord in both the Discord partner and or the Streamlabs All-Star accounts. And you can probably catch me in just about any Destiny channel on Twitch at some point or another. You'll see me there. Don't be discouraged by my verified badge, please. I'm not there to garner attention, but
I still don't understand what the whole big deal with that was. I mean,
We'll get to
Meh.
it later.
That's
Meh.
a totally different discussion. But,
okay.
Pubin, I know this is your favorite part, man. Where can we find you on social media?
Now that I'm aligned, you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Pubin_games. And you can find me on Twitter at Pubin_games also. Yeah, we're about like 32 followers away from a pretty big milestone, which is 5,000.
Nice.
5,000
Congrats.
follows is coming. And I'm usually not one for milestones in my channel, but 5,000 I feel is a pretty cool number. So
that's
I
when
have
you
more
want to celebrate. You
yeah.
want to celebrate that.
So if things go how they usually do, we'll probably hit that this weekend. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun. But yeah, Pubin_games, Twitch, Twitter. Check me out there. I love you.
Nice. J-Ram, where can we find you on social media?
Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, J_Rambo9119. Simple, yet effective.
Latte.
Here on DTR. And on my own channel. I'm really bad at promoting my own channel because I'm nervous.
You're totally standing right now, aren't you?
I am. I have to block my laundry out.
Are you gonna fold that before you go to bed tonight? I'm just saying.
No.
Probably not. Probably not.
I'm
She's gonna
dropping
sleep on
everything.
Dan,
Latte is so red right now. I don't know if you guys can tell, but
Dan, before you take a drink, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me here on Twitch at Danfinity. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at DanFinitwitch. Also, I want to give a shout out to my Destiny clan, Dad's Destiny High Command. We're like 200 strong now, and very impressive. I love them all.
Nice. Congrats to everybody.
Man, that is 3/4 of a bottle. I'm sorry, guys.
tonight you can find Dan in the bottom of the champagne bottle.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Plasmic, where can we find you on social media, man?
You can find me at Twitter at PlasmicLeaf, and you can also find me at Twitch at Plasmic_Leaf. Do a lot of random things, not too active though, but you can check out the last broadcast I had, which was me getting bodied on the hardest difficulty of my favorite video game.
Nice. Alright guys, you guys can find me on Twitter at J_DTR. You guys can find me, well, subscribe to Destiny Tracker on YouTube at Destiny Tracker, and on Twitch at Destiny Track. Alright guys, Dan, one last plug-in. Tell us a little bit about Level Up Foods. Is he even here?
He's
Where
asleep.
did he go?
Alright.
Dan has transcended. Oh wait, no, he's there.
I'm back.
Dan has become ascendant.
Dan,
Yes.
are you okay? Tell us a little bit about Level Up Foods.
Yeah, I'm fine.
before you go.
Level Up Foods! Have you ever been like, man, Mars is really hot and dusty.
Oh,
I need something to quench my thirst. Well, you know what? There's nothing better than maybe a little bit of this hemp protein smoothie to quench your thirst, or just, yeah, whatever.
You drink it out of the package?
Yeah, I just drink it straight out.
You mix it with your saliva.
I bet it would
Swish
taste
it around.
Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, you could do that, or you could you could mix some Scratch Labs into that canteen of yours. You could do that. You're like, oh man, I'm super hungry. Here in the
The dreadnought. The dreadnought.
yeah. I'm fading fast.
He's like passing
You could just get this Klein bar and just shove that in your face hole. It's great.
Oh my gosh.
Keeps your guardian all fighting fit and strong. All of this is brought to you by our friends at Level Up Foods. Level Up Foods. # Get Good Food. You can use our code IT'sLit17 in order to get 10% off.
Wow. Okay. Alright guys, thank you for listening. We'll see you all next week with the Geek Chick. It's gonna be an awesome show, guys.
The Geek Chick.
I'll see you guys.
Man.
Alright.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. See you later.
I'm dying.